Hello, welcome to Smokesteve's International Pub. Today, I'll be doing a layered shot and then combining it with something else for a bit of effect. Now the layered shot is called the Alaskan Duck Fart. Obviously, not that appetizing of a name. It was invented in a bar in Alaska, obviously again, by an older woman and the bartender one night, messing around, making layered shots. Boom. Why it's called the duck fart? Well, anyone's guess. It's good enough. All right, so we start with 1/3 Kahlua, which I've already got in the glass. On top of that, we're going to carefully, using a small spoon, layer on some Irish cream liqueur. See if we can do this, keep it nice and neat. Pardon my manners. That's good stuff. On top of that, we are going to go with the top third will be Jameson whiskey. I think originally they probably used Canadian whiskey, but let's go ahead and use Jameson because Jameson is good. Don't mix. Well, we've got some layering going on there. It's mixing, but you can see the layers. 1, 2, 3 gram. What do you think, homie? All right. So now what we're going to do is take that, and here we have Guinness. I'm going to go ahead and fill this with Guinness. Now I'm going to make a drink which I'm going to dub the Duck Bomb. Okay? Now there is a drink called the Irish Car Bomb, which I'm not going to make out of respect for my British friends. Particularly, I know there was a very devastating attack in Manchester. So, you know, for respect for you guys, we're going to change it up a little and create the Duck Bomb. So I'm going to go ahead and get this down a bit. A little bit more. And yes, Smokesteve's Duck Bomb. Damn, that's good. I highly recommend that. Woo! Welcome to the pub. We'll see you downstairs. Hello. What's up, everybody? Smokesteve's Duck Bomb. Hope you enjoyed it. Came up with it earlier. Just because I wanted to do an Irish car bomb, but I didn't like the sounds of that. So I changed it and looked up the layered shot, obviously. Alaskan duck fart. Combined it with some Guinness, dropped it in like a Boilermaker, and Bob's your uncle. There we go. Hi there, everybody. That's life, but not as we know it. Alan Reeder, Georgie, Last Dance, Lacey, hello. Fat Belly, my friend. Alan, cup of tea. Oh, right on, man. Thanks for being here, everybody. Aphidlip, what's up, buddy? Hopefully you join us later or now, whenever is good with me. Yeah, so Paul, how you doing, man? John Rorty from NYC. Cool, John. Just got the notification on the YouTube. Right on, man. Hey, Biscuit, what up, brother? Cool. I imagine you subscribed, John, with notifications. So thank you.
I never say it, but hey, subscribe and hit the like button. What up, Martin? How you doing, brother? Good evening to everyone. So yeah, in case anyone hasn't been on the alt feed in a while, that's a great spot. Check it out. Hi, Amreb. Hayden's website, very cool. He's got a cool article about his first time getting into the internet in the mid 90s. And I believe he actually mentions the Manchester bombing in that, and that's what kind of made me think I won't do an Irish car bomb. I'll do something else, something similar. So it was it's cool. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Alt feed, great place. Check it out. If any of you guys have I know George is a good writer. He's written something on there, maybe more than one thing. Last Dance, I'm not sure if you had, although your comment on Hayden's internet story was pretty cool to see where you started way back in the day, which is awesome, man. Let's see, what the hell are you guys talking about? I gotta go see what Cup of Tea said here. The footage of Flight United 328. Is this new? I haven't heard of this. Interesting. I have not seen it. Have to check it out. Oh shit, huh? No kidding. That's crazy, Fat Belly. Fucking hey, huh? Violence is usually not the answer. Let's say that. Occasionally there is a time for violence, but killing innocent people is never the answer, Oh, just now. Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, he was a policeman. Oh, that sucks. And I assume Mr. Belly is in the north, I would think. I believe. Right, exactly, Lacey. World Peas and all those stupid old bumper stickers. Remember them? Yeah. Well, hell, exactly, George. As usual, the link is in the description down below, which I can't see, so I assume it's there. I assume my audio is all right. I had to take a phone call and then start the stream, so we rolling, last week, Aphid was busting my balls about the background. I was thinking I could do a 180 with the table and just have a wall in the background, if that would be better. I don't know. The hell, fuck a fishing pole. My war stick, I think that is. Some spray bottles, gloves, gallon jugs, really exciting shit back there, people. Yeah. My first time seeing the internet, I was in a friend's bedroom, and she had it open. This would have been in the mid to early 90s to a very old early chat room, and I thought it was the most crazy thing ever that I could speak with people not only across the United States, but I want to say there was people from other countries, and it might have been another country chat room, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. It's kind of like a CB, though, a CB radio. You get on it and you realize if everyone's just bullshitting in chat, you don't know anybody, you're kind of like, well, what am I here for? Which is kind of how I felt early on. Yeah, I've never really been a big chat room guy, but I guess this is kind of a giant chat room, sort of. YouTube in and of itself. But it's on a different level, obviously. Super exciting news there, huh, Lacey? AOL chat rooms. Yeah, exactly, John Rorty. Last Dance. That's funny, Fat Belly. Old school pirate games. Yeah. Hard to believe 25 years ago, things were really starting to pick up in the internet. And I saw a 2000 a year. It was around the year 2000 cover from the Daily News, or I believe it was the Daily News. Its headline was "Internet Just a Fad." They're a little off on that, just a wee bit. Friendly chat. There you go, Alan. Yeah, in the early days, it was hard not to be a troll. You'd get on there and just the human nature was to attack people, kind of, because I guess it was a new thing. You still see it sometimes. There's always trolls, but I think people are a little more apt to just talk, just fucking talk to each other like human beings. I've lost it a few times, never in this area, but in places. I'm going to go ahead and bring somebody in here. He appears to be rip-roaring and ready to go. Aphid Lib, what's up, dude?
What's happening?
Nothing much, man. You can smoke, obviously.
Oh, I wasn't waiting for your approval.
Oh, Mr. Pepperoni Nipples, very nice.
That was my old nickname.
Prior to Aphid Lip?
No, I was always Aphid Lip. Just that there was accounts of me taking off my shirt in front of women in Skype calls, and I had apparently pepperoni nipples, but neither were true.
That's funny as hell. All right, so we got Lacey started looking at Gore in 2000 at the age of 14. Okay. Yeah. So
she's got the best jokes.
Huh. Does she?
Oh yeah, that was her shtick. Was she would always have rude, crude, not politically correct jokes that she would tell and do a little video of.
Interesting. So yeah, she's 10 years older than me. Crazy.
Lacey is?
Yeah. Right? Yeah. I'm a bicentennial baby myself. So I would have been 76. She's 86.
Oh, 10 years younger. I thought you said 10 years older.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I did. I meant to say I'm 10 years older than her.
Okay. I think you might have had that.
Sorry. So how you doing? How was your dog's injury last week? You came back on fairly quickly.
Yeah. It was both of. Well, I got 3 dogs, but 2 of them now have got broken nails that they constantly want to lick. So it's like you finally get the one to stop licking it, and then you hear the other one just just constantly.
Do you put the cone head on them? Does that help?
Well, I mean, we do have the cone head. We could go that route if we need to. But supposedly, I guess, apparently, if they just keep licking it, then it can get infected because of their saliva and stuff.
Right, because they lick so much ass.
Oh, I was thinking it's because they were always licking my beard to get all the food crumbs out of it.
Interesting. Could be that, too. Let's go ahead and bring in a third guy. Mr. Vapes.
Hello.
How you doing? Good to see you, man.
I'm all nice and cool today.
Nice. Yeah, you're all trimmed up, huh, man?
A little.
Yeah,
nice.
you look like $1,000.
Fortunately, I shaved it all this morning. It's all starting to grow back already.
No way. Are you serious? You did not shave this morning.
I did.
No
9 o'clock
way.
this morning I shaved this.
There's no way that grew that fast.
It wasn't with a razor, it was with a hair trimmer. So this is how it came out.
Yeah, you mean a beard trimmer without a length
No,
guide?
there's in hair clippers.
Oh, clippers. I got you.
Yeah. I did my entire, all of it with hair clippers.
Nice. Very nice.
I can't use razors anymore. It just clogs them up.
I hear you. What are you saying here, Aphid Lip 26? What are you referring to?
Oh, he asked me how many screens I had on, and
nice.
I said I had 26.
It's my second girl, first girl, 84. Interesting. Just trying to keep up on the comments here. Georgie saying Killer Cuomo. Not like that, say. Yeah, kind of. Get what you mean there. What do you think about Cuomo there, Aphid?
I think he's a joke.
I
think he's. I don't like it. There's not too many politicians you're going to ask me if I like, and I'll say good things about him.
All right, let's change
it.
I think Cuomo's a special kind of prick.
Well, he's been. I didn't think at the very beginning he was saying how he didn't want to shut everything down and close everything down because people would come from Jersey or they would go to Jersey and it would spread with coronavirus, and I thought he was a pansy about that. I will say to his defense, not that anything that he's done with this whole hiding information, even I don't care if some bully is going to use that to make fun of you. I mean, that's not a good excuse when you're talking about lives, but he was the first one to kind of, in the United States at least, to deal with this. So, I'm not giving him a pass, but
first, wasn't it?
But like the whole situation with the nursing homes, I don't totally blame him for, because nobody knew what the hell was going on at the time.
I mean,
I do think they could.
The whole of the UK fucked it up with care homes as well, so we can't say much.
Right. They could have utilized like they had the Shavit Center, and then they had that ship that they brought in, and I don't think they ever put anybody on that. If they had a problem with space, they should have used that.
Right.
So
did they do the same as what they did here?
Well, I don't know, but I really think he didn't use any of that stuff because Trump sent it, and that cost lives, just like everybody else's stupid mistake. He didn't want to be like, oh well, thank you, we use what you sent us, so he chose not to do that, and it cost people their lives. So,
our NHS sent back people that were COVID positive back into care homes because they didn't have space in hospital.
Right,
you go back to care homes and go die and spread it to all other people in care homes.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, but wouldn't it just be basic common sense that old people have immune deficiencies automatically?
Oh yeah, if they were COVID positive, they should never have been in that care home to start with.
Right.
If they was positive, they should have been removed from the situation. Everything disinfected, and segregate everyone to make sure that anyone else who's positive is also removed. Otherwise, you're just going to get it spread to everyone in the whole care home.
Right. Here, John Rorty, who I believe he said he was an NYC guy. Yeah. It should be hopping. It's pathetic. Yeah, I know. It sucks. It's hard to say who made the right decisions or didn't, I think the whole abundance of caution thing might have been a little bit too abundant in some places.
I don't think the caution was enough in the early days. They should have put a full stop on everything straight away for a couple of months, and then we might not even be in the situation we are now.
But the thing is you can get away with that in draconian countries like Asian countries, but even with what little that they've done, especially in the UK, I mean, look at the backlash you got. And here in the United States,
if they close anything now, though, would you not have rather have stuck out a very draconian lockdown for a couple of months first?
I mean, if you're gonna go hindsight, I feel like I'm hearing like background noise. If you're gonna go hindsight, I think that you should wish that all of us humans would do the betterment for everybody else and make sacrifices. But people are just too greedy. They're not going to do that,
Yes. And on that note, let's bring in Last Danceroni, the San Francisco treat. How you doing, buddy?
All right. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
I gotta mark that one off my list for next week.
All right. We have two Ronies on screen. How rare. And look, we can see the light The days are getting longer. You can see it.
Oh yeah, they sure are.
Very cool.
Looks like God's country back there. Last Dance.
God?
Right. Probably a few deer, though. Knowing where you are, there's probably deer everywhere, right? Down in that zone.
They're deer. I tend to see foxes more than I see deer.
The foxes. Yeah, and I like baby goats too. So me and Biden, I guess, have something in common.
I started watching a new film on Disney Plus with my daughter, and she buggered off. I ended up watching it myself. It was about a superhero squirrel. Quite good.
Yeah, nice. Sonic the Hedge squirrel.
No, it's like this squirrel gets sucked up by a garden vacuum, like a robotic garden vacuum, and it comes out and it can type on a typewriter and it can fly and shit, but it's like a really clumsy superhero squirrel.
That's funny, man. And the little one wasn't interested?
She I put it on for her, and in the first 5 minutes she says, "It's not animated, bye." Because it was live action, she didn't want to know.
Interesting. Good show last week. Had a lot of visitors. I thought it was a decent one.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun getting people from all over.
For sure. And of course, Hayden and Graham.
Hayden and Graham, yeah.
Always nice.
Lovely Lacey could kick it up a notch by calling in. She's got no excuse.
Yeah, she just had some McDonald's, so she's
she'll be primed up and ready in about 30 minutes.
Right. The virus wasn't going to be solved quickly once it became politicized. That's one way to put it. Yeah. But I don't think this virus is going to be solved quickly regardless of anything. And I don't know if there is any quote unquote solving it,
I think it's just gonna kind of fade away, and people will be like, "What happened?"
I don't think it is. I think it's going to be like flu. It's going to be seasonal.
Well, yeah, true. But I mean, I don't think that any of I think that we're gonna make vaccines, and I think that they're probably gonna mutate and not be worth what we're thinking that's gonna happen if we all take the vaccine.
Yeah. I tend to think it's going to fade away, but it's going to be a something we're always going to deal with. I don't think it's going to constantly be going to massive surges, but it's certainly going to be something that's always present.
No, it's not just going to go away like SARS and what's it? Is it MERS and SARS?
Yeah,
MERS and SARS.
Yeah, Middle East. MERS is scary, man.
It was, but it was a fast-moving, short-lived disease, wasn't it?
Right.
It didn't last very long.
MERS is a much lower spreading rate of infection, but a much higher mortality rate. So
yeah, I'd rather have it like that it doesn't spread as fast, but it's more deadly because it doesn't kill as many people in the long run.
Possibly, but it has the one thing you don't want is the mortality rate to be high.
The thing is, the higher the mortality rate, the more likely people are like, "Yep, that's a real disease." Yeah, they weren't denying that existed, did they?
Well, I mean, we never had we've never had a big pandemic like this to have to deal with in this day and age. So it's kind of hard to say that, if it was more deadly, there might still be people that were just totally denial.
What was that one where a nurse came back and everyone were like, "Keep away from me"? That was from Africa, I think.
Oh, came back to the UK?
No, they came back to America. A nurse came. She went out on a bike and got arrested for it.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
I can't remember what it was, though. It was the... well, now. It's not a coronavirus one. It's the...
Ebola?
Ebola, that's it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It sounded like you were talking about.
Yeah, that's some scary shit.
I remember that. Yeah. Well, I'm not really sure what's going to happen when, are they going to decide on some magical day that, hey, everybody, the economy's open, you can go out, it's okay. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to have to decide on our own to just go out and go on vacation.
Well, that's definitely what's going to happen. Here we got everything open back up, and some people just don't go.
Yeah,
if things are going the way they're going now, and they keep heading in the trajectory that they're going in UK, we should be open by 8th of March, according to news.
March 8th?
I don't think that's going to happen everywhere
soon.
Here. Yeah,
that's when they're starting to open schools and non-essential shops, not pubs.
Oh, you don't have kids aren't even going to school anywhere over there?
No, it's all home learning.
Oh, wow.
So my daughter, she gets a work sent the night before. I've got to print it out. She does her work. Then at 2:00 in the afternoon, she has a video chat with a teacher for half an hour to go through what she's done.
Well, I mean, according to the CDC, hey, look at that.
Hey, drone tech.
It's drone tech.
All right.
Hold that in a little longer. Right. Yeah. Okay. But all the THC.
I thought I heard that doesn't make a big difference.
It doesn't. But it used to be the thing when people cared, like weed was like so hard to come by and all that shit,
when you had to deseed bags.
Right, exactly. I have drone tech. Yeah, anyways, what the hell were we talking about?
I don't know, but I'd like to talk about that dangly earring that you had in when you
Was it a paper clip or something?
No, it was one of my wife's earrings, and I busted it. It's probably been 8 years, and I bolt right through, no problem. So, fucking things never heal, Hey, I was trying to mix it up. I put a little background music, earring. I
heard that background, and the audio was top notch. I mean, the best audio you could hear on this channel.
Okay, are you being sarcastic?
I'm just giving you trouble because you were giving them so much trouble last week about their show.
Well, I like giving them a little shit because that's pretty much what Hayden is really good at. So just Oh
yeah, everybody deserves shit. Everybody.
I like to tickle a little ball busting out of him sometimes. Like let him have a go at me. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter to me. It's fun. I asked him once early on, I think it was before I started coming on the pub, I asked him in one of his live streams, Hayden, do you fight? He fucking lost it. He's like, do I fight? What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Smokesteve's probably on his deck with his shotgun. Do you fight? I don't even know what I was thinking. I was literally just trying to get a rise out of him, Do you fight? What the fuck? But it's fun. Those guys are great, man. Hey, Martin. Yeah, we're all good. Come on if you want.
Martin.
Did you see Lacey's request?
I didn't.
She wants us to show our racks simultaneously.
Is that our boobs?
That's not the way I would interpret it. No.
I mean, if you ask a girl to show her rack, that's what it means.
Well, yeah, but none of us are girls when I.
Well, what would it mean then?
What does it mean? Well, Lacey will have to answer that.
Yeah, come on, Lacey, clear things up. Maybe you should come in and. I think she should probably come in and explain herself.
Yes.
I think I might have asked you guys this before. Have you heard of a guy called Rodney Carrington?
Bodrick Harrington.
No, but you said he was like a British.
He's an American
comedian.
He's an American singer comedian. He's a country singer comedian.
What kind of a singer?
Country singer comedian. Country.
What kind of tree?
Country. A country. But he sings show us your titties, and one of the lines in it is if you're a big fat man, I'm a titty fan, so let me see them too.
Yeah, that was what she was talking about. So yeah, man boobs. That's cool. No racks coming out
Kind of
here.
disappearing, luckily.
I don't have man boobs.
Yeah,
you guys watch Orange is the New Black?
Yes.
You remember the name of the band? The band that the prison warden was a member of?
Oh, the guy with the mustache.
Yeah, yeah. The name of the band was Side Boob.
it's nice. That's a good one. I never got into that show.
Yeah,
Is that the lesbian prison show?
it's a prison show, and yes, there is lesbianism, but it's not about lesbian in prison.
Right. Yeah, I missed that. I missed the other one too. Which was the Wire? Was that the one? Another prison? The famous one?
You mean Prison Break?
No, I thought there was a show about it, like a hardcore men's prison. Like I thought it was called The Wire. Maybe
The Wire. No, The Wire is just a cop show. Very good.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. I think the last good show I watched was probably like The Sopranos. No, Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. That was.
I never watched that. Mine probably would be The Sopranos.
No kidding.
Have you guys not seen Raised by Wolves yet?
Negative.
On HBO? No?
Haven't even heard of it.
It's a show about
Oz.
What?
That's the one. Oh, sorry.
All right, okay.
This one, Oz. Oz was the show I was thinking of. My bad.
Well, basically, 2 androids have been sent from Earth to Kepler 22b, and they're raising children from embryos on the planet, and then like a group of like religious fanatics have come like 8 years later and fucking shit up, basically.
That sounds interesting. Raised by Wolves, yeah. Never heard of it, man. It's on HBO?
Yeah, it's on HBO. The religious fanatics basically think that if you're raised by androids, it's against the religion kind of thing. So they want to destroy the androids and take the children and make them come to their beliefs.
It does sound interesting. Yeah, I miss you too on Twitter, Drone.
Yeah.
I can't believe that you got a full ban like Gonzo. Fucking crazy, man.
That's insane.
It
They just banned on Twitter.
Yeah, Drone Tech.
Drone Tech is evidently.
Yeah, he hasn't been back, so sad. He was.
Yeah, I was like in mid conversation with the guy, and he was like gone. I'm like, oh, I must have got him.
Yeah.
Wait, no, he got deleted.
Got I forget what it's called. The other like multimedia platform thing.
Parlor?
No, not Parlor. It's like, oh god, I can't.
Discord?
Discord, that's it. Yeah, it's still got Discord.
Discord's good. I'm on there.
My brains are fuzzed tonight.
Anyone else? You guys do Discord? Anybody?
Kind of sometimes.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at Mr. Subtossers.
I know. I was reading that too.
I was wondering where he was going with that.
I know, me too. Congratulations, Subtosser. That's great news.
Mr. Subtosser. Congratulations for keeping it in the family.
Yeah, that's a good one. Discord is nice. There's a pretty good YouTube video of a kid who's like 18. He stands up in like a McDonald's and he's like, "My sister's pregnant. I'm gonna be a dad," and everyone in line is like,
yeah.
In a McDonald's, that wouldn't stand out.
No, but it did. It was, I can't remember, some fast food joint, you know. Pretty good little prank. Discord is good. Yeah, anyone get on the Discord and
what is Discord? How does that?
Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
Yeah,
I've heard it.
It's a social media platform. Discord, really? Yes.
But what's it like? Is it like Twitter or is it like Facebook? Or is it like Parler? Because I checked out that Parler.
I don't know. One way I can describe it is like if you have a Discord, anyone who's a member of your Discord group, you have a constant chat going, so people can just pop on and post something, and then only like the members of that group can come on and like chat with each other.
So you could talk about like what we're going to do on the show tonight. You could talk about whatever, you know, you could post
It's much more complex than Twitter as well, because you can have like a group video chat, group call.
Yeah, most of the time it's this main chat. Then you can say, all right, we're going to do like a group call, a group video thing. You have the choice to put your video up or just stay on audio. Yeah, it's cool. It's like, then you could do like a Zoom group or whatever, and you can transfer it over to YouTube. So it's also being streamed to YouTube or whatever. So it's kind of cool. I like it.
Are there, what are their censorship positions?
Nothing. I mean, I saw one guy lose it on a Discord group thing where he started calling another guy the term for what British people call cigarettes.
All right, yeah, okay. You mean alcohol? It's a fag. It's a cigarette. It's a fag.
Yeah.
I'm gonna smoke a fag.
Yeah.
Right, so at that time, like, I kind of yelled at the guy and was like, can you just talk to him like an effing human being? Because why are you insulting him? And it doesn't matter. It was just because they had different opinions. You know, it's a place called Discord where you're supposed to be able to talk, and they're getting fucking insulting each other over opinions. So, and that was fine. I think at that point, the person who was moderating it took the whole fucking thing off of YouTube. So if it's private, you can like say whatever the fuck you want because it's not going anywhere but amongst the group of people that are there. But if you're streaming it to YouTube or another platform, you really have to be careful about what is said for sure, obviously. And on that note, let's add... What up, player?
Hey, long time no see, Duke.
Hey, Duke.
Hello,
Hope you're doing well, Duke.
hello, English cigarettes. How are
Ah,
you?
Are you calling us? Do you?
I actually feel
Who are
bad for
you calling
calling you.
English cigarette?
Yeah, I feel bad now for calling you that. I love you guys.
That's all right.
Duke, this is the clearest your cam's ever been. You don't have your typical distortion going on.
That's too bad.
Duke, you bundle of sticks.
Duke probably has...
Yeah, bundle of sticks. That's the origin from the English thing, I think.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like kindling, you know? Duke's in color, sort of. There's...
Yeah.
And let's even out
There's some blue hues in there.
let's even out the stream and take note of such a fine mug.
Cypher.
Wow, look at that mug.
I've got a trigger warning cup. Where the fuck's my cup? I still ain't got nothing for shaving.
Oh
my
man,
hair.
Where can you get these trigger warning cups?
That's crazy.
I wanted to say so on stream yesterday, but I missed it. I watched it later on, and I saw.
yeah, you got a right to complain about that, Biscuit.
I know.
'cause,
I know.
I mean, you did what he asked you to do.
Do you know what really ground my gears? Watching the stream from Thursday, Hayden's got a brand new trigger alt feed cup. I'm like, could you not have sent me that?
Had like 3 cups. He was pouring water, drinking.
All right.
He should hand deliver it to you for what you did.
Well, I don't know about hand delivery. I'm a bit skittish of people visiting my house these days.
Trigger warning show ever.
Well, us Americans know that the UK is a small place, so they can just walk everywhere to see each other.
It's not that small.
Third of the
I
time
know.
in Texas. Hey.
I think from John O'Groats to Land's End, I think it's about 1,200 miles.
It's pretty good.
No,
That's a good way.
it's not that small.
No.
That's like the very north to the very south of of Scotland to the very south of England.
It's like Texas.
That's about the distance of like Boston to probably mid-Florida, right? About 1,200 miles. So
Sounds right. Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good size. Three hours, little over on an airplane. So, yeah, man.
I would never cross.
From where I live to the
Adrian
very
Wall.
south, it takes I think 12 hours in a car.
Right.
to get to very south.
Yeah. Yeah, I took a train through almost all of California. That was fucking long, dude. From north to south to north.
Is that the one that's like $100 for the train, where or is it you go on more expensive
in 1960?
Now, I swear they're advertising one that's like, that whole northwestern coastline, for under $100. But it's like a 36-hour trip. But that's got to be bargain basement stuff, if it is true.
Yeah. And probably just a seat, no sleeper car on that bad boy.
You can just go to sleep in your seat.
Exactly.
the joy.
I love trains. I love riding them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool, but now I can't imagine it, I mean, how would you be safe? It doesn't seem feasible.
Get vaccinated.
That would help, certainly. All right, well, we have a person here who hasn't been on in a while, and we might as well bring her on. Hello, Lacey.
Oh,
Hey,
Hello.
Lacey.
How
Lovely,
you
Lacey.
doing?
Good to see you.
how's the
Cheers.
audio tonight, Lacey?
It's really clear. How do I sound? Last time I tried to call, like my camera and my connection sucked. But I'm in a different house now.
It's good. You're
fine.
We understand you. Yeah.
I'll grade it.
Good.
Okay.
Good enough for a unpolitically correct joke, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Hey, Lacey. Hey. Oh, whoa!
Oh,
Oh,
God.
yeah, there you go.
That's funny.
Yeah, there you go.
There you
Don't
go.
make it great again over here.
You don't have to reciprocate. It's okay.
She's showing her shirt. Her shirt.
That's
What does it
a,
say?
No.
Make America great again. Make
Oh,
America
MAGA.
great again.
that's a
MAGA.
good sentiment. I'll
think,
agree to that
Got it
sentiment.
at markdice.com there.
Might be time to retire that.
okay. Yeah.
It looks. That's a funky looking
sentiment.
background there, Lacey. That looks trippy, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you.
Her
It's
kitchen?
big. Yeah, it's big.
It's a kitchen. I thought it was an office.
No, that like is anyone else seeing that? The window looks like all like the lines and shit on it.
Okay.
No,
It's
it
a
looks-
Venetian blind.
Venetian
It
blind.
just looks like blinds to me.
Are you blind?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Man, it's almost
illusion.
like he smoked too much weed or something.
No, it's got
That can't be it. Next theory.
horizontal lines. But, all right.
Steve, do you know about the frogs where you lick them on the back and you get
Yes,
the
I
rush?
do. Yeah, Bufo. Bufo.
You have to stress them out before you lick them on the back. You kind of have, you have to get kind of like whatever they're doing that day. You have to give them like a really strict deadline, and then you can lick them on the back.
That's right.
But I think if you're gonna be a cool person, maybe you should bring like a bag of flies or whatever, and then afterwards you can give them that, so they have the rest of the day off.
It's the
Yeah.
punishment and reward system to lick a toad.
Yeah.
There's some interesting a few different Vice documentaries made about that. One of them is wrong, and one of them more recently is actually more correct. But now those fucking frogs are becoming highly endangered because everyone's trying to track them down so they can trip, and there's not that many of them.
That's stupid. I noticed.
Why harm frogs when there's perfectly good mushrooms out there?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, mushrooms.
It's like one with the toad or whatever, but it's gross.
That's right. Go looking for cow plops.
Yeah, very.
Either way,
very
it's going to taste like shit, right?
Yeah.
I think I
they
prefer
did that
homegrown
one
ones
time.
that you can buy as a kit.
Yeah, that's a thing now. Although
Yeah.
down in Florida, in the central part of the state, with all that humidity and all those cows, it does create quite a situation in
Yeah.
those fields, man. A lot of
I
mushrooms.
wonder if cows trip.
Where I lived for a long time. I didn't do that many mushrooms.
How would you know?
It's been about 30 years since I've done any.
Right.
40
They're all on
now.
the backs with their legs in the air.
But they don't only, they grow in the grass too. So yeah, they probably do trip, I'm sure. They'll eat an errant mushroom here and there, you know.
You know,
they pro-
when a cow
But would the
trips, it
stomachs
moves
not just
twice as
digest
often.
it and it won't actually affect them?
Yeah, possibly. They have like 4 stomachs or something like that.
Well, I'm guessing you've heard of the theory about the apes tripping on something, and that's kind of how we get our intelligence.
Yeah,
I haven't heard that theory. No,
I have heard that theory.
Yeah.
That it's hallucinogenic related.
Yeah.
The whole, evolution of humans came from
The
tripping apes.
abstract thinking comes from tripping apes.
dude, why are we eating bananas all the time? Dude?
Yeah.
Let's go to university.
How would that work with like the slow development and evolution through time? But when did the hallucinogenics come in?
Well, it's slow, but also the eyeball. So yeah, it can take some clever steps if you think about how the eyeball evolved.
Lacey,
Tim Leary invent the whole LSD trip, or he was like one of the first pioneers of like writing it down?
Who was?
Tim Leary.
Timothy
Leary.
He was a pioneer in that area, definitely.
Apparently, the eyeball started as a photosensitive bacteria that absorbed into a jellyfish.
I vaguely remember that. Yep.
Yeah, one of the first, the person who discovered LSD was a man by the name of Albert Hoffman, not Abby Hoffman. Different guy, but Albert Hoffman was doing tests with lysergic acid, and the number 25 one he had put aside because it showed promise as possibly an aid for people with heart problems, and somehow he ended up ingesting it, probably willingly. And he rode his bike home from work every day. And on that bike ride home, he realized he was under the influence of something. And he traced it back to that drug. And that was literally how that was discovered. And that it's a fungus that grows on grain. I think it's called the ergot fungus. And in the Middle Ages, if your grain was poisoned by this fungus and then you made bread with it, you could have whole entire towns that would have psychotic episodes and be tripping in the Dark Ages because they had a modified LSD trip from this ergot fungus.
Why can't we do that again?
Worst of the superstitious, activities, the weird stuff,
Is that how we get the Renaissance
witchery
fair
and
thing?
the persecution of the witches and things like that.
Sure.
Some witches, that's for sure, right?
They never persecuted.
Look at that look.
Witches.
Oh yeah.
I have a theory that all religions started as a hallucinogenic trip.
Interesting.
I have a theory that they never burned any witches ever. That this false.
The burning bush wasn't really burning either.
No. They were actually burning real women. They weren't witches.
Right.
That is very, very true, Duke. Very, very true.
Maybe not. If they actually burned witches, I think it was a good thing because they're really annoying.
Yeah.
Well, Wiccans are very peace-loving, aren't they? And they're not actually dangerous.
I mean, everything's going great, and then a witch puts a hex on you, and it's all downhill from there. No wonder they burned them.
Yeah, being turned into a frog all of a sudden. Lacey, I want to ask Lacey, have you ever tried LSD?
I did MDMA, whatever that is. Like one time I had a friend that had some, and like he made me snort it, and I did not like that shit. And for like 4 to 5 hours, I was like really hot and really cold and wanted to puke, and never did that shit.
I'd rather have MDMA over any other drug.
No, I did mushrooms one time, and that was pretty cool. Like everything was funny, and then the next day, like my cheeks had they hurt from smiling, but like it was cool.
And what was that you said caused that?
Mushrooms. We ate mushrooms. Yeah, but yeah, like the MDMA stuff with like some crisply white looking shit, and like I didn't like that shit.
Yeah, and whenever you snort anything, that goes straight to the brain. So that is definitely a
Yeah.
A fast
Yeah,
way
like I
to
said,
ingest anything. Very fast.
I did not like that shit. And my buddy was like, I don't know, he was all fucked up on other shit too. And then later on, I told him about it, and he was like, "Oh man, I'm sorry I put you through that." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Right.
You had a trusted person. That's important.
That's right. You are not my trusted drug friend anymore. I'm gonna go do my drugs elsewhere.
Yeah. Anything goes up the nose, it's pretty much bad news. I've come to find.
I disagree.
All right.
Nose candy.
Drugs up the nose are good. Change my mind, right?
You better not be snorting those opioids, Biscuit.
Not opioids. I used to do MCAT a lot. I've done LSD once.
Yeah.
I've done coke once. I've done pills and MDMA once.
Yeah, but you didn't.
Only because it's very scarce around here.
LSD you didn't snort, I hope.
No, that was just drops on tissue paper.
Yeah.
I kind of want to be on a plane where the engines go out, and then I can try all the drugs I ever wanted to try, because who cares? But it would be pretty hard to get them on the plane, I guess.
And you wouldn't be the pilot, would you?
It doesn't really matter anymore. Or maybe that would make me really good at it.
So with Spirit Air, I mean, Duke would be about the level of pilot that they have. So boom, you'd be all set.
Yeah, I'm gonna land it on that rainbow over there.
That's great.
I got $2,000 sitting in Spirit Air's coffers.
Do you really?
Yeah, I scheduled a nice trip with the family, like in March or February, just when COVID kind of snuck in, and so.
Yep.
I got 100 shares in medical cannabis last week, and it went up by £12.
Good man.
But I made 12 quid, and then about 4 hours later it had dropped, and I'd lost like another 6.
Is it? How does it work over there, Biscuit? Does it come up for a vote every so often? Like
what's that?
To make it, is it legal for medical use?
No, it's it was just for medical. It were a medical research cannabis business, and it was like 30 pence a share. So I bought 100 of them.
Well, my question to you is: with the government, it's not legal for medical right now, right?
No.
But how does that become legal? Like here in the States, it'll come to vote. The people will vote on it.
I think they're only allowing cannabidiol.
CBD.
CBD, yeah.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah. That's like really junior grade for cannabis. It does help people, but it's not what a lot of people need, honestly. But I've got quite an extensive knowledge about that sort of thing.
I want to ask Cypher this. When was the last time you tried LSD?
1976, I think.
A bicentennial experiment.
Pikes Peak was a pimple back then.
It hadn't been named yet.
And I think Mount St. Helens was still a full mountain.
It was, yeah.
My last trip was chocolate mescaline, and I was off the swim teams, but I was still lifeguarding on the beaches in Volusia County, and I was just out there. It was a sort of a flat ocean day, and I was tripping on the chocolate mescaline, and I was backstroking, and I'd go under the water every stroke, and the sunlight was like, all these rays. I must have backstroked for 30 minutes,
Yeah.
You got up to New York.
You were actually around the sand the whole time. You just
got out there where Jaws was. Wasn't even worried.
Yeah, you're in Florida, right? When you did that? Oh man, that Florida water would be nice to trip in. That is so warm.
It was a summer day. It was perfect, and it was flat.
Damn.
It was a perfect
So
day.
it wasn't surfing conditions.
Not a surfing day. The surfers weren't happy. God bless them.
Yeah, I was swimming down off Siesta Key a couple years ago, and a manatee swam by under the water, maybe 30 feet away. Fucking giant black shape like that for about 3 seconds. I was slightly panicky, but you kind of figure out quickly those manatees just move in such a way that it's obviously a manatee. And then you see the little snout stick its little snout out of the water, and it's cute and all that. But
big old sea cows.
Yeah, very cool.
The manatees have. I'm thinking of manta rays, aren't they? They're not. It's not the big flat triangle-y shaped thing.
Big round. I don't know. Giant slug swimming around in the ocean, basically.
Yeah.
They're in the river, where I live. They're down in a little canal, and I can look down and see them. It's pretty cool.
They are cool.
Now I want to know when Last Dance was latest in an opium den.
In Bombay?
No, it's like, hey, I'm not answering that. Uh-oh, look at that kitty. That's a great Siamese. What's its name, Lacey?
I call her White Kitty.
White Kitty.
Because that's the white supremacist in me. I name my animals with white in their name so everybody knows.
Okay.
My daughter named her Sushi, and I thought that was kind of stupid, so I just started calling her White Kitty.
Sushi?
The White Queen.
She's one of the 4 cats we have now.
You don't look like a white supremacist.
I know, right now. No, all white people are racist, though, according to the media. So
that's true. Well, what can we do about it?
They got the chart with the identifying the 8 different kinds of whiteness.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So it's like, how about that? They're teaching it in New York school.
I haven't seen that one yet. That's terrible.
Someone who works for Coca-Cola, there's different regional offices. They had to go to one of these, racial sensitivity training where they had a chart like that.
It's like, that's insanity that we have to put up with that shit.
Be less white and all these ridiculous things.
I mean, can't us white people just be racist and quiet? Why do we have to point it out every time?
I don't think it does, though. So, but if we said that, then we would be racist still. So we're just, in a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, I find it deeply insulting when other people tell me that I'm racist. I've lived a long life, and I've gone through different times of different ways of thinking about certain things, and it's all led me to where I am now. And everyone's life is a type of discovery. And then to have somebody just like, okay, I've known you for 1 minute. I'm going to throw away your entire fucking life and tell you what you are right now.
Label you one thing. That's
that
right.
They is fucking very insulting. And I hate when people
one
do that.
attribute front and center, and it's negative, of course. And then that's you, according to them. You just gotta offset that.
And also the obvious irony of judging someone because of this color of their skin, that they are judging other people of the color of their skin.
It's a superficial, characteristic and trait. You have to go into the value system of everybody and see what they are, and who they are.
Exactly. Yeah. And it takes time.
Even if they look shady like Aphid does right now. I can't see your eyes, Aphid. There you go. I can see you again. There you go, sir.
It's cold. It's cold down here.
Is it chilly? Yeah.
And spit out your chewing gum.
I'm not chewing no gum.
Okay.
Well, a moment of silence for the rest in peace for my Live Leak account. I deleted it.
Why'd you delete it?
Behavior modification on my part. I'm into leadership stuff and different management.
I'm thinking about deleting mine. So
negative, harassing, argumentative
videos on there
debate rather than creative, constructive debate. So I'm going to have to stop being there.
I hear you. It just wasn't working for you.
Yeah. And I mean,
there's only one of my videos that still even plays.
Huh.
I mean, I have a very simple reason for wanting to delete my Live Leak account. I have so many comments that I'm ashamed of. There's no way to get rid of them except to delete my account.
But how would they find them?
Someone is able to find them and throw them back at me all the time.
Oh, well.
I was like, how could you find them? I'm looking for those, trying to delete them. You found them.
Yeah, I thought that all the old comments were gonzo forever.
I think they are, but who can really?
They run back. I don't know. And I mean, there were other issues too, but I mean, I would want to take full responsibility for myself deleting it. It's not really any reflection outward. It's more inward what my value system is. And I really needed to get away from that particular behavior, that addiction. It was almost an addiction.
Sounds like you had an epiphany.
Epiphany.
Did you tell me this, Cypher? Did you go on there and tell everybody before you deleted it?
No.
Because I always hated that, because you can tell that those people, they just want people to say, no, don't go, don't delete your account, And I've always hated, I'm gonna do it. This is the time I'm gonna do it, and I'm just like, just go. If you're gonna go, just leave. You don't have to make some big production out of it.
I did one of those.
Oh, did you?
Oh, but I feel the same way. And
I was wondering how many people Aphid Lift just insulted.
I don't give a shit if I insult.
And I also wrote the comment where I said that I hate it, and it's especially embarrassing when they come back. And then 2 weeks later, I came back too.
Are you still on there now?
Oh yeah, he's one of the only ones that every once in a while still posts something. Lacey, I don't think I've seen anything from you in a long time.
No, I got tired of the censorship, and then I went over to that Leak Reality site, which was really cool. They let us say what we wanted to, but then they started posting pornography videos, and I was out of there because I'm just not into that. If you're gonna look at Gore, you're gonna look at Gore. I think it's unfair for you to fucking post a bitch that's fucking somebody's dick or I'm saying, that's gross. So, I'm saying, like I said, I don't like to mix my Gore with my porn. So
you want pure Gore. We understand that.
It's kind of like
Gore to pornography.
It's like kosher, they can't mix milk and meat, right?
There you go. Yeah,
there's rules. You have to have rules.
I think that's true.
I think if you want complete freedom, though, you've got to take everything that comes with the freedom.
No, yeah, but we already have tons of porn sites. Do we really need it in other places?
Well, it'd be nice if you could separate it.
Exactly what I like to hear. Exactly right. That's what I thought. It's there's pornography all over the fucking internet. There's only so many Gore sites, so let us just have straight Gore because that's what makes us all. Right. That's what we want to see.
We need good, healthy Gore.
What if it's gory porn? Is that allowed?
Bless your heart, Lacey. There's never been a more precious statement made.
Exactly.
The Gore is what gets me off.
Right.
Gets me going. What can I say? So when I see some bitch in her tits, it's no, it just
Some bitch in her tits.
Right. So
give me some alligator with some heads in it. I want to see some good shit.
Yeah, I need to see that rotting corpse.
So let me get that right. Titty Tuesday, no good. We don't like that. Get that on the
No Titty Tuesdays.
No Titty Tuesdays. All right. Yeah.
Is that really something that Leak Reality did, or was it just somebody posted it against the rules?
No, they let it go on. There's this one guy that I can't think of his name or whatever, but he's mostly the one that posts it. And so the one time he posted a video, it was of this girl peeing, swinging on a swing or something, and it was really disgusting. It's there's nothing gory about that. There's not, you know what I'm saying? Well, anyways, I had said something, and they all were like downvoted my comment. Were like, "Oh, if you don't like it, leave." Like, okay, see ya. Have fun looking at porn with a bunch of other guys. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I hear you. No.
Take my word for it. It's never.
I did that about Live Leak, that they didn't do, porn stuff. I thought that was cool, but I didn't like that you couldn't fucking say anything without gotta get in trouble and shadow ban and you're blocked and all that bullshit.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they should have maybe a separate subcategory for it so it stays out of the main zone. You know what I mean? Or have more subcategories. But yeah, I know what you're saying. There certainly seemed to be an uptick in it on that website.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool, but if anything, I still look at Gore stuff, but I'm not like, a member and into comment anymore.
Right. Because, literally, there's no more Gore anywhere else. Best Gore, gone. Everything's gone now,
What happened with Best Gore? I mean, I seen the guy selling his website, but is he just tired of running it? Or, what is the deal there?
I think the pressure just became too great. I don't know the story, so I can't say anything else besides that, honestly. But I just know it's gone. Ogrish is obviously fucking long gone. The Live Leak we all used to know is certainly no longer. It still exists, but it's a different version now. So
yeah,
that's the one thing that's left is that leaked reality site that still shows some poor bastard getting all of his limbs slowly chopped off while he's awake and talking, and or whatever. That's.
I don't watch that shit anymore, and I certainly used to, but.
Yeah, I don't watch that particular. I have levels of Gore that I'll watch. I like when bad guys get shot by the shop owner when he pulls out a pistol and just wastes two robbers.
Yeah, that's not good.
The Gore I like is when idiots have really bad accidents and the trees have gone through them and stuff.
But they're still alive.
Yeah. And there was one guy that fell off a cliff and he was in hospital with half his face hanging off.
Yeah, I don't know about the face.
The guy that fell off the cliff or jumped off the cliff.
He had half his face and head.
Yeah. And then there was just it was. You could tell it was being filmed in the hospital room with a old crappy cell phone.
Yeah,
and you're there's obviously no health restrictions going on in that hospital.
Yeah. Steve kind of gave away his kink there when he's still alive.
Yeah. He likes to see him struggle.
He wants to see them talking when they.
And he, and that's funny because Steve gave me so much shit last week or the week before because I laughed because there was a bunch of people stuck in a tanker truck or something, and I laughed, and he gave me.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, we give and take, dude. It's great. You were all my ass about busting Graham and Hayden and chops about the sound. You were like, get him! He said some shit about the sound. Get that motherfucker.
That's right. I see an angle and I take it. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we know you don't like when more migrants are stuck in tanker trucks, freezing to death. That's
hilarious.
That's like Eddie Murphy raw.
That's right.
But I don't know if it's the same for Last Dance. But I really had my fill with that stuff. I used to watch it, but now I really don't find any of it enjoying at all. When accidents and that shit, and especially not if animals are involved. I've never been able to watch that.
I can't stand. I can't watch that.
I've always been fascinated with the whole distinction with the animal and the humans, where you as a human, you find it more acceptable and more. You can watch a human being tortured, but if it's an animal being tortured, that's crosses the line. I've just never understood that.
I agree with that.
I'm fascinated by it. To be honest,
I think it has to do with innocence.
I'd much rather watch a motorbiker get squished on the back of a lorry because he's been an idiot than see a cat with a stuck toenail.
The topic. Go ahead, Duke.
couldn't it be like our perception of like animals are kind of like children? Like we see an innocence there.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, maybe. I'm curious to know.
It's innocence. You don't like to see
But
innocence injured.
The topic interests me so much. I made a YouTube or a live leak video about, because when like if let's say the example I gave is like if a guy shit in your house, took a shit in your living room, you'd want to change your carpet, but your dog can shit in the living room, and you could almost pick it up bare hand and wash your hands afterwards. There's a difference between animals and humans.
There is different levels of animal shit, though, isn't there? Like bird shit's probably the lowest of the disgusting poo, and then you move up to dog shit, which is the worst of the animal poo.
The vagaries of shit.
I don't understand it. Like if some country, if they want to eat some animal that we think is a wrong animal to eat, I don't understand why it's wrong.
It's fucking wrong to eat dogs.
I mean, I agree.
But why can we eat a chicken or a cow and not a dog? I don't understand that.
No.
I mean, I don't want to eat a dog because I have a pet dog.
Yeah, well,
and I have a personal. But I'm not going to judge somebody else for doing it.
Well, I solve that problem completely.
Personally, for me, dogs and horses and things like that shouldn't be eaten because we've become socially accustomed to not eating those animals.
But what if they aren't the country that they're in?
Well, that's their country, not ours.
Sick.
But still, like if you see a video, if it's in some weird country,
then I want to see them in a Gore movie getting chainsawed.
I just don't get it. Like if it's in some island, some remote island where these people have never seen any civilization, and they eat a dog, opposed to a cow, why is that wrong to them?
I used to think because those animals that we don't eat are smart, but pigs are actually smarter than dogs, so now I don't know what to think.
Yes, that is the best comparison, pigs, because I eat pigs.
Yeah, don't take my bacon.
You're not taking my bacon either. That's why I take my stance on smart animals, because I'll eat a pig any day. I don't care if it's the smartest thing on planet. I don't even care if it talks. I'm eating pig.
But I do feel guilty and fat and ashamed of myself, but I do that every day.
So dogs are considered to be non-edible, but horses are kind of in the middle between a cow and a dog,
Yeah, don't listen to this, Ralph.
I think
what about chickens? What about chicken, Smokesteve? Because you're such a bird fan. I think you'd have a hard time eating chicken.
I eat smoked chicken any man ever seen. You know what I'm saying, homeboy?
So why? Like you'll have a problem with somebody that has a parrot in a cage, but you have no problem with eating chicken. Do you see where I'm going?
Well, parrot's not. I don't eat parrot.
But why is a parrot different from a chicken?
Chicken
parrot's got no meat on it for a start.
Well, you're right in that there's no domesticated feed dog, so we don't have the dog equivalent of a chicken as it relates to, say, a parakeet or a green-cheeked konya, which I haven't heard, so I'm a little concerned about the konya. But anyway,
yeah, what'd you do with that conure biscuit?
Yeah. It's in the cage over there somewhere.
Got a blanket on him.
Pretty bird.
I know they get quiet when you put a blanket over the cage.
Pretty bird. Anyone name the movie? Pretty
That's
bird.
Dumb and Dumber.
Boom.
He was hiding in his toy.
Yeah.
He's got like a rope toy and he cuddles up against it and he likes his feathers being scratched against it.
Oh yeah.
Wow, John Nicholson, not a big fan of Finland. Oh, Johnny.
Well,
How do you know? How do you know he's not a fan?
They did a similar. It's kind of interesting.
He got in trouble.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting philosophically because they did a similar thing in Sweden during the 80s. I think they took away all laws that were based on Christian morality. And you kind of had to prove that it was hurting something.
Wasn't that one of the Twitter problems where people were advocating for bestiality? I think. Yeah.
When they took away all those laws, bestiality came up. Like, what the hell do we do with this? Is it morally wrong because we just think it's disgusting, or is it hurting the animals?
Burning
now,
with fire.
I'm not saying we should have bestiality legal, but with all the legality and the philosophical grounds for it, it's kind of an interesting point.
Yeah.
What do we base laws on? It doesn't mean that you should do it because it's not illegal, but yeah.
Okay, so new person, Mr. Smurf down the bottom. I don't know you, so unless you want to just show me who you are on camera,
come on,
please.
give him a chance, Smokesteve. Just give him a chance.
I won't put you on the screen, but if you want to just confirm who you are and give me a wave and hold one finger in front of your forehead to know, so that I know that it's really you, I will let you on, Mr. Smurf. But otherwise, I'm not letting you on.
Oh, you think it's a fake video, is what you're saying?
And
Steve, I told you like 2 months ago when you put on that porn dude that you shouldn't do it. now you're living the consequences.
Yeah, well, now he says he's somebody from what's he saying? He's from
John Green
from Virginia. Biscuit just announces everything. It's Mr. John Green from Virginia, Save.
So is it like a GIF, maybe?
He also says, "Don't say my name in public."
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't. Too late. Don't.
That sort of sounds like it could be our German friend.
That's who I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah.
It's possible.
But you can't say John
I think you
Green.
should give her a chance anyway, Steve.
No,
That's just me.
No, like I said, I need to see who it is. I don't know who it is. So
Cypher, there's reasons for all actions.
Okay, yeah. My decision has been made on that. So, Mr. Smurf or whomever it will be will not be joining us, unfortunately. Sorry.
It was John Green. Maybe a brother of Mo Green. Don't you know who I am?
I'm sure there's somebody else watching in the chat right now that still could call in, though.
It's funny how you still say call in. Like
call in.
Get on the blower.
WBCN 1984. Howard Stern, WNBC. Here, call in. You know?
Dial in.
Right. Oh,
Lacy,
some people make their bed and they have to sleep in it, unfortunately.
Lacy is muted. You have to unmute yourself.
Okay, there we go.
There you go. Good.
It's going to say you call people on the rotary where you put your finger in the thing and it goes.
Right.
Those are the days. You can only get like 10 feet from the phone.
I had a friend telling me about, like, back in the day, they had like party lines. Like, everybody didn't have their own phone number, but you had a specific ring, and you would listen for your ring to know to answer the phone, and you could listen to other people's phone calls on your block.
It was more rural areas, but yeah.
I don't remember that, but somebody told me a story, and it's like, that's fucking wild, right?
The 40s and the 50s, yeah. I think it's up until the 50s. I think that was true.
What was it again?
It's basically a group patch board. You know, the switchboard allows for it's like they're a social group rather than individual lines. I think my mom was an actual operator for. That's what she said, was that she was an operator.
That's the thing is, it wasn't switched. You got everybody was on the same line, you know, at that point. So you all shared a line. So if you picked up, someone else picked up, you were both on the phone, whether, you know, no matter what.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Okay. So I remember, like, the Andy Griffith show, there was the woman sitting at the desk and she'd like put the two plugs in because everyone had a little, like, a port, and that's how they would connect one. So you'd ask.
Yeah, that was switched. That was manually switched, of course.
Right. So you're talking about in another situation, everyone is on. So
Well, if Andy had a neighbor right behind his house and they didn't want to run a wire from the switch, they would just run a wire from Andy's phone
I got
to
you.
their phone, and basically
All those switchboard operators lost their job, didn't they, when automation happened?
Yeah.
Who's Andy?
Griffin.
Andy.
Oh,
Andy's the guy that took Barney's bullet away.
I see.
Right.
Andy Griffith.
That would have been what the fuck was his name?
Andy Griffith.
Matlock. Right.
Oh, Matlock. Yeah.
That was
Steve, John Green from Virginia is trashing you in the private chat.
I know. I saw it, dude. That's why I'm all distracted. I'm reading
And
that.
now he's trashing all Americans because of you.
Right.
Just think how pathetic your life must be if you aren't wanted
Easy.
somewhere and you keep trying to go there.
Yeah, but I don't.
That's all I got to say about that.
People
That
can
kind of
do
sums
what
up
they
my
want.
life.
People can do what they want. I'm a positive guy. Positive is where I live.
I kept a job for 30 years under those rules, and got a retirement. So
I'm doing a group project in school now, and I had to say them that I'm Mr. Quick and Dirty, and I live in Good Enoughville.
Mr. Quick and Dirty.
But it's supposed to rhyme. So what? Quick and dirty. You live in.
I didn't know it was supposed to rhyme. I have to go and write my next
Living in
defense.
dirty. Quick and dirty, living in dirty.
Something like that.
I'm quick and dirty, and I'm over 30.
There you go.
Yeah,
Boom.
that's good. That's good.
see,
Right.
you have real talent.
Your bird is cute. What's your bird's name, Biscuit?
Oh, Casper.
Aw.
Perfect name for one of your pets, Lacey.
Are we going to eat it?
What did you say?
That's it. We're going to eat that little bird. You better watch it. Oh, it's so
Look
cute.
good on a
though.
sandwich.
Buffalo wing.
How about
little mayo.
doves? Like in America, we hunt
Never eat
doves and
something
shoot
that
them and
talks
eat
back
them.
to you.
We do what?
What's that, Lacey?
Like doves in America, there we go
yeah.
hunting and hunt doves and eat them. They're good.
Yes, they are. Good old tasty dove breast.
I shot a pheasant and ate it.
Their breast all in your mouth.
That's right.
Back to
Tasty
porn.
and plump and juicy. Oh,
Oh,
yes.
my goodness.
Remember
There's not a
those,
lot of meat there, but it works.
remember those videos from that animal group? What was it called? Shark? They used to go and protest dove shoots. Like, that was the bald guy. He was like a pro-animal guy. And you ever see any of those? They get beat up and like people try to run over them because they'd go down south where they'd let go a bunch of doves and the guys would be standing there with 12 gauge or with turkey shot just blasting the fuck out of these things. And,
They did that in England with the fox hunters. They would protest the fox hunters.
Sure.
With the hounds and the horses and such. They'd get in front of them.
Right.
Get run over.
Doesn't like the fox deal a little more inhumane than the dove deal? Don't they like let the dogs like kill them, tear them apart and shit?
Yeah. The dove, you just shoot that fucker out of the sky and he's gonzo,
Right, yeah.
He's thinking he's got it. He's like, woo, made it.
I never could really I never successfully hunted quail, but I could, a dove, flies a pretty straight path. I could target. I probably knocked about 5 or 6 out of the sky. And my hunting years were in junior high and high school. And then I stopped hunting. But quail, man, the way they flush out of cover and go haywire when they fly, it's like I would just sort of shoot in the general direction.
Yeah.
I've always worn glasses, and I mean, I'm sure that my eyes don't track as well as person's eyes who have good vision. 20/20. I mean, I have. The glasses would give me 20/20, but I'd still probably have issues tracking properly. So.
Yeah, that's what my dad and uncles would call a heart attack bird, and also a grouse does the same thing. Because the fucking forest is silent,
and you're creeping along with like Elmer Fudd with your shotgun, and all of a sudden this fucking thing explodes out of the leaves.
That's right, they do, man.
They just take
Just
off.
oh my God, there they are.
Exactly. Exactly. Sorry. Phone.
Yeah.
Random phone call.
Oh,
They
the
say
little
that
bird, it's so
cooler.
cute.
Sorry, Lazy, go ahead. Say again.
What?
Sorry, was there somebody was going to say something?
Yeah, I think I talked at the same time as Lazy.
Well, you can go first because you're more handsome. How about that?
Oh, thank you very much. But you look lovely. No, I was just going to say that polar bears are the only animal that stalks humans. Like kind of reverse hunting.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. So you can be on an airplane from the North Pole, and they're going to sit there in the back reading a paper.
They're gonna have a sniper rifle and shit, just waiting you out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's a rhyme about bears. What is it? If it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lay down. If it's white, say goodnight. Because those fuckers, they don't stop. They'll just eat everything, you know?
Yeah, but they can really plan it. And yeah, I think it's cool that they hunt humans. I don't know. Some balance.
Yeah, when I first saw the picture of the guy in the simulated like shark cage on the Arctic tundra with the polar bear standing like with its paws up over it, you realize how massive those things are, man. They're just
Yeah.
A black bear is big enough. These things are like 5 black bears all in one body, like 1,200 pounds or 1,000 pounds. It's craziness, man. Beautiful animals. And of course, when they get like a walrus or something, and they're all stained red. I don't know if you guys have ever seen any of those pictures.
I've seen polar bears with stained red, like snouts, completely covered in.
Just nasty. They're black though. Their skin is, I believe.
I think the skin's black. Yeah.
I'll be.
I did not know that.
Me neither. Learn something tonight.
You got none, right? Does your bird say any words?
He says some things, but he's just very, very quiet. Can't understand it. Speak.
Growing to be more calm, then that's good. He was shrieking, I mean, some nights that you had him out there. Not shrieking.
He shrieks if I don't let him out or if I'm touching anything he doesn't like.
Biscuit, will you feed me this week, please? Biscuit.
He's got hey, that's too noisy.
There you go.
He's got a hopper that lasts him about 2 weeks, full of food.
Where's he going? Judy. Or I'll just watch him. That looks like a spaceship module over there at Aphid Lips.
Yeah, that's good, man. The guy's got a great setup.
Yes, he does. He has a lot of fun with his
NASA's St. Louis Control
techie
Center.
toys. Yeah.
Anyone watch the recent moon landing?
Mars
landing. You mean Mars landing?
Mars. Yes.
Yeah, I watched it.
The playback. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That is so cool. I mean, that's just so awesome. That video. I mean,
yeah,
you could almost feel like you're on another planet. So it's so good.
What they call it, 7 minutes of terror or 9 minutes?
Yeah, 7 minutes of terror.
That's the descent. Yeah.
It's like bus-sized, huge.
Really?
It's about the size of a large family hatchback.
SUV sized. Yeah.
The Rover.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anything cool on Mars?
What are they? They're looking for evidence of single-celled life, past life, that sort of thing. Is that correct?
Yeah. They're seeing if we can find any evidence of life that's either there now or or past life.
Given all the signs of water flow, that's there, on the surface that they've proven, you would think that there would be something primitive.
The only thing is that water that's on the surface is too salty to harbour life. That they think.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
But they've found life in much more extreme places on Earth.
Right.
Yep.
Some of the high heat vents that are at the bottom of certain parts of the ocean.
And really acidic places where life shouldn't really exist, but it abounds.
What are those? Go ahead, Steve.
They just found sea sponges under like hundreds of feet of ice in the Arctic Circle, where they expected nothing to be under there alive, and there's sea sponges. So Sammy Cat complimenting your bird, Biscuit.
What are the tiny little, organisms that have the name bear in them?
The
water bear.
Tardigrade.
What?
A tardigrade.
Yeah.
Is the proper name for it.
Okay. I'll go with that.
Spell it.
But the bear name is they call them water bears.
Yeah.
It is
water.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It is water bear. Okay.
Yeah, they're cool.
They look like a little walrus.
They're cute. Bird.
I'd eat them though.
Not much on them.
I've got to go look it up now. I'm going to go look up tardigrades, and
I don't think you can.
We'll go from there.
You can't see it with the naked eye, or can you?
You can just
barely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tardigrade.
If you've got 20/20 vision, you can just make them out.
Right. So the picture you're going to see online, George, we're talking. This thing looks like a tiny speck. You'd never.
I'm looking at them now. They've got like about 6 little legs and little tiny claws on the end.
You get a couple trillion of those together, spread them on a cracker. Oh,
you got to fillet them, and it takes forever.
All eat tardigrades.
The only thing is they can actually survive in your gut.
Yikes!
You ain't seen my gut.
That's justice. You eat something, and then it eats you.
But they're able to live in,
pass through. To be fair,
they're able to live in totally extreme environments. Like in outer space. I think even or something like that.
Is it time for you to go back in your cage, buddy? You're too tired. Get a bit snappy.
I wish someone was talking to me like that.
Right.
Tardigrades are also known as moss piglets.
Yeah, not moss piglets.
Yeah, first time I've ever known that. Okay, I'm done with that.
I thought, isn't Buck's Corp a vegetarian? He doesn't shoot grouse, does he?
He's like a massive tardigrade.
So he's really cuddly, is that it?
Yeah, he's a cuddly vegan tardigrade.
Stop being such a tardigrade.
He won't eat them. He won't eat animals, but shooting them as sport is totally fine.
Right, especially if they're going for his vegetables.
He has
That's
a
right.
PhD. Did you know that? Buckscore has a PhD.
Wow, cool.
Really?
Yep, it's true.
Very
He said so. I'm assuming he's telling the truth.
Right. Okay.
I would assume as well.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not like he said FBI or anything, PhD.
It's Farm Bureau Insurance,
Right.
I used to have a Farm Bureau Insurance hat, FBI.
Right. Full-blooded Irish.
Full-blooded Irish.
The female body inspector.
Yeah, female body
There
inspector.
you go. They're all good.
Her PhD can stand for player hater degree. That's what we always say.
Jesus.
I gotta grab a call. Can you guys just talk amongst yourselves?
We can handle that.
Yeah.
We had it covered.
Lacey, remember that time I went to the bathroom and I had you cover for me? That was awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was way cool. Those are good times.
Oh, right on.
I came back and you were totally gone.
No, I had gotten a phone call from my husband, so it was like I had to go, and ignore his phone call. He'd be like, I'm busy talking with strangers on the internet, strange men. I don't think you'd understand.
Yeah.
Yep.
You'd have to clarify, I think.
Right, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I got the clothes on, it's okay.
That's right.
Awesome.
It's all consensual.
We just smoked a little weed. It was okay.
That's right. We're just doing drugs.
It's a consensual discussion.
Yeah, I asked.
I'm on the
I asked
strictly
them to
Gore
share
side.
No, it's not a problem. I was just looking for a little info.
Someone mute Smokesteve. This is totally uncalled for.
He was nice.
Buckscore has clarified his PhD now.
That's right. I'm calling the clarify that.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much.
Oh, he's coming back.
We appreciate it too.
He appreciates him. I appreciate him.
We could hear every word you said.
We appreciate it too, Steve.
Good. Good. It was nothing. Just a slight hiccup at work I needed to have taken care of,
Yep.
But yeah. Hey, look, Buckscore.
Did you tell him you couldn't do it tonight because you smoked way too much weed?
No, it's fixed.
He used
It's fixed.
he used a delegative style of management. Is what he just did.
Right. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. You just get things done by any
Are you on
means
call?
necessary. No.
No.
I'm
Do you ever do
always-
that? Do you ever do that? Do you ever get on call where you have to like make sure you're okay to drive at the moment's notice?
Yeah. Sometimes, yes. But generally speaking, not. Where's Hayden? That's life, not but as we know it. As we know it. He's probably in bed and not going to come here.
That or talking about trannies on Twitter. One of the two.
Space Coke, that's funny.
Is he for or against the trannies?
I suspect he's against.
I mean, I don't think he's against trannies so much.
He's against Chinese rights in women's bathrooms.
Right.
Yeah,
He's against men looking like me saying that they want to be allowed to go into women's restrooms and locker rooms or
wonderful.
swimming on there.
I don't think he's got anything against completely, post surgery transgender that have done all the bits and whatnot.
That's right. Yeah, you still got your fucking wedding tackle. We can't do that.
Got twigs and berries down there.
Right.
If you've still got your bits that can be used for nefarious acts in certain places, then the no go.
So basically, he just doesn't want to get tricked in Thailand.
Right.
Maybe that's what started his whole frustration. Who knows?
You think so?
Yeah. Kind of like you got to
pay
tell
for
me
that,
if tell me you're tell me if you're a tranny or not.
I mean, only he can clear that up.
Right. Well, I mean, I would just say read the tweets and make your own opinion on that, because it's all interesting shit, man. And I'm not going to bring up any of the names because those guys have gotten in trouble for that sort of shit before. So,
Yeah,
hey,
don't want to do that.
Don't want to do that.
I had a dude friend of mine, real good friend of mine, that all of a sudden one summer went by and he wasn't a dude anymore.
No kidding.
It was weird, man. It's caused a real weird thing going on with our whole family, our friend structure.
A skater?
Yeah, and he said he was what's the word for it? Where you're like born with like half male, half female, intersexual dude or whatever.
Hermaphrodite.
I mean, he didn't use, or she, whatever they want to go by these days, didn't want to go by that term, but it was, yeah, I think that's the thing that we know it by.
The thing.
But yeah, me and my wife were like, this couple, they got married, and we were over at their house every weekend, and then there was a falling out, and I think it was because he wanted to make this transition, and we were so close that it was uncomfortable for him to do that with us in his life. So
we had a
weird stuff.
So they divorced?
No, they're still together, which is weird. And then to top it all off, this is the story that people used to love me telling, was like all my friends knew about this except for me and my wife, and they held it from us because it was like a don't tell them type of a thing, because they had a falling out with us or whatever, and we wouldn't understand, and we'd make fun of them or something. I don't know, not that I'm that type of guy, or my wife, but anyway, we went to a wedding, and he showed up, and he was in a sundress, and he's got boobs now. And he went to the women's restroom, which really freaked me out. And we sat at a different
point of clarification. So he had chesticles, but did he have his testicles still?
I don't know. I didn't ask him. But I went out to smoke a cigarette because me and my wife were kind of freaked out by the whole thing, and we knew it was uncomfortable. Everybody knew it was uncomfortable for us because of the whole dynamic of the situation. And he comes out with one of my other really good friends. It's a girl, always been a girl, and he goes. He starts flirting with me and it was like, you don't know who I am, and I'm like, dude, yeah, I know exactly. You look just the same and you're just talking with a higher voice, there's no fooling me. I've been friends with you my whole life, I mean, it was really weird though. Yeah. And he like pushed up his boobs and talked about being uncomfortable in the sundress. And I was just like, whatever, man.
You had a shot at the time.
Talking about making a bad situation worse.
Probably wasn't enough cigarettes in the world for you that night, bro.
Don't you think he would have superior knowledge in how to please a man?
I don't know. I mean, possibly, but. Duke's you'd have to talk to him about that.
Duke wants a number.
Well, this is a line from Seinfeld when Elaine tries to turn over a gay guy, and somebody says you can't compete. He's already got the package. He knows how to handle it. So yeah, it's a good one, Duke. It's been done, but it's a good one.
He hadn't smoked because I was friends with him when he quit smoking cigarettes, and it had been like 6 years since he had a cigarette, and he wanted a cigarette from me and like was totally flirting with me and smoked the cigarette right there in front of me. I gave it to him, and it was just such a weird experience, man. Just so weird, because this was, growing up, man, this is one of my best friends.
No kidding.
Weird stuff.
Literally, the dude never said a word. Then you guys were like, well, let's meet up for some apps and drinks. And then he shows up as a female.
No, like there was a falling out. We had it was a totally a misunderstanding, but I think they knew it and they just tried to use it to distance themselves from us. And then I went outside to smoke a cigarette, and it was raining, and we were underneath the how on a building, like there's an overhang. So you had to stand right next to the person. Oh. And they came out, stood right next to me, and he asked me for a cigarette, and I gave it to him. And I it's not like I didn't, I knew the second he walked in the door, it was him, and he's like talking like me like this. Yeah, you don't know who I am. It was because supposedly, like, you can't do nothing with your voice when you get a sex change. Your voice is always going to be the same voice.
No,
and so it was just
can't take out what's it called? The two things you have.
Vocal cords?
No. Up the
Adam's apple.
No, do you have two of them? It's like.
Testicles.
testicles in your mouth area. Yeah, right.
Well, for him, maybe.
Tonsils.
But
You know, the
tonsils,
too.
tonsils.
Oh, tonsils.
But I actually, Aphid, I think the falling out was probably what pushed him to become a woman.
Well, you know, there was afterwards, you know, because I never saw it, and none of my friends saw it. But afterwards, there was some signs, you know, like the houses that they lived in, they always had really dark curtains. And there was some other friends that came about in later years that said when we were like 12 years old, they found dresses in his closet. And he always said it was like his cousin or something that was never there, you know. And he never wore shorts. And, you know, he never had facial hair, you know. So, I mean, some stuff adds up to possibly it's true that he was half chick.
Wow.
But also he came on to you. It's like
The dresses are proof.
Yeah, he did. He wanted,
Yeah,
he like,
and
Yeah, that's
A
awkward as
married
fuck,
man,
man.
even.
Because
Yeah, you're a married man, and he's coming.
yeah,
out.
well, yeah, it's not like he didn't know. And then the falling out we had was more with my wife than it was with me. So it was like him and his wife that he's still married to, like,
that's it. He wanted to
resented my
become
wife.
Yeah, and he wanted to become a better wife to you.
Well, my wife swears that the wife was into me too.
Yeah.
So she thinks that they both were into me.
They were
They
ready
wanted to get my wife out of the picture.
They were swingers. They were
It all
swingers.
makes
They were
sense.
swingers.
Jesus. what
And my
kind of-
mutual friend that was there with the three of us was like, because it was his name was Steve and now he's Sarah, and my mutual friend was like, Sarah, why are you acting like this? This is, you know, ridiculous.
Smokesteve.
And because she was still friends with both of us.
Now,
But-
I can relate. If I really get annoyed with someone, I make like a 10-year-old plan to get back at them.
That's right. Involves surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Planting
Yeah.
dresses
do
in your
anything.
closet.
He got a close call with a parallel universe, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and it wasn't like he was like, "Hey, man,
Oh,
we had a falling out, and I know this is probably weird for you. I'm sorry."
No. That's how he was with every other friend that we have, but not
right.
with me. Not with me. That's not how he was.
That's fucked
In
up.
fact, my friends, when I told them the story, because I couldn't wait to tell all my friends, you know, we were all my friends, we all grew up together. Even my wife, you know, we all grew up in this tight, you know, skateboarding community, you know. So I, like, as soon as I could have a chance to get away, I was like calling all my friends and be like, man, you're never going to guess what just happened. But they were like, are you serious? That's not how I found out. You know, I was like, well, I don't know what to tell you, because that's how I found out.
I have to say something from the comments of Cup of Tea. He says, in Roman times, most fellas had their balls removed as standard eunuchs were very popular, which to me implies they were above standard eunuchs.
Right. And let's bring in our good buddy Martin on that note. How are you, Martin?
Hey, Martin.
Good.
Hello, Martin.
Nothing to do with eunuchs, just that happened to be a lull in conversation.
You just say the word eunuchs and Martin appears.
Yeah.
It reminds me of one of the funniest
No
one of the funniest movie scenes of all time. I believe it's Mel Brooks. Is it The History of the World or The History?
Part two.
So when Richard Pryor and they're all is standing in the line of eunuchs and they have the belly dancer dance to find out which one is him, and he gets a hard on and it lifts up his little cut. Fucking what is the thing called? I guess
it was like a feather thing. The lady he had holding in front of him, and it went. Yeah, I gotta like. Whoop.
it lifts up because he gets an erection. What's the line? Anyone? The line is, "The jig is up."
Oh, yeah, okay.
Right, he's black, so double meaning on that bad boy.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, you cannot make jokes like that anymore.
Can't do that
shit is
anymore.
Funny, man.
And then the best part was when they had the giant joint in the end, and it made all the soldiers high, so they wouldn't chase them.
Right.
It's great.
I have to say, one reference to Mel Brooks. I saw when Martin Short was interviewing him, but as Jiminy, whatever that character is called.
Glick.
Oh, yeah.
But he was interviewing Mel Brooks, and he asked, "What's your beef with the Nazis?" And it really cracked Mel Brooks up.
That's great. Yeah.
Martin, that's such an interesting color choice for your attire tonight.
Looking leprechaun.
I think my favourite Mel Brooks film is Blazing Saddles.
I love it. It's awesome.
When he shoots the Invisible Horseman, that's funny.
No, that was the Three Amigos.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, sorry, yeah.
Welcome to our new.
Sorry, guys. I've not been listening, to be honest, so I'm not up to date with the film reviews that you've been doing this evening. I don't know. I've been on another chat with some other people.
Some pretty weird stuff.
Yeah. No problem. Hey, invite your other chat people over here if you ever want to.
Oh no, you don't want to speak to them, Steve.
No, dude. Some of those fellas you brought, those eccentric cats from a week or two ago, those guys were all right.
You say that. I think you're being polite, man.
You know,
I wasn't sure if they were all right. I thought they might be laughing at us.
Possibly.
No, they were genuine. They were genuine. They came on and they were genuine. Just having, yeah.
But Martin, one thing I have to say, you have to watch at some point in your life The Big Lebowski. Just watch it once.
Great movie.
Oh,
I'm not a Lebowski maniac like some people are, but I recognize the movie as.
That's Jeff Daniels, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jeff Daniels, Tim Allen.
Whoa. Wait, what movie are we talking about?
No.
That's not the one with John Goodman?
Tim Allen.
Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, John Goodman is.
Yeah. It's a Coen Brothers movie.
And Jeff Bridges, right?
Jeff Bridges, not Jeff Daniels.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Jenna Jameson.
I'm the dude.
Right.
So,
he's frozen.
who are you? No.
And then, like, what was that Joe Buscemi guy that he played John Goodman's friend?
Buscemi.
Is that how you say it? Okay.
Yeah.
I love him. He's awesome.
Martin.
Everything.
Martin, are you wondering who Lacey is?
Steve Buscemi.
Martin's got a weird delay happening. Everyone be quiet. Martin, speak. Okay, now he's giving us...
I'm just listening. I'm happy just listening, guys.
Martin's the type of guy he's got to think about everything he says.
No, he's right there now. There was just a slight delay.
He's just in another space-time dimension.
Yeah, I think he's a bit baked.
You know, without my glasses on, Smokesteve almost looks like a preacher.
What, because of the zip looking like the white?
He's got the white. Yeah,
zip.
I better cover my backside.
I think he's called a collar.
There you go.
The collar.
Jeez, that was
now that does look like
and awesome. No, sing Ave Maria.
Yeah, right, yeah. Ave Maria, that song.
Are any of you guys practicing Catholics? Did you celebrate Lent last night by any chance?
No. But I took a picture of that Cuomo loser who's on CNN. What's his name? Chris
Cuomo.
Frito is he's.
I'm a non-practicing vegetarian.
Me too, Luke. Me too. I love that bacon.
I thought I took a picture of him. Maybe I didn't. Sorry. Well, Cuomo was on the other day with the fucking
the ashes on his forehead.
Oh, was he?
Kind of looked a
Ash,
little.
Ash Wednesday. I was born and raised Catholic.
I
still celebrate Lent, actually. Surprisingly.
What have you given up then, Aphid?
Well, I don't give up anything, but I don't eat meat on
Turning
Friday.
your fucking computer screens on.
No. Come on, man. There's only so far a man can be pushed.
Did you just say you donate meat on Friday?
Yes, during Lent.
Really?
Yeah, well, during Lent.
So you give up your meat to prostitutes on a Friday?
I'm sorry, what?
You give up your meat to prostitutes on a Friday?
What?
I don't think
you said you donate meat on Friday. I thought it was some sort of innuendo.
No.
Innuendo.
He has the cod instead.
Oh, Martin's raising his hand. Go ahead, Martin.
I was just going to say, nice to see you all, by the way. Nice to see you.
All right.
Oh, you leaving?
Sleep well.
Cypher.
You leaving?
Good to see you, Martin.
No, I'm just saying hi.
Oh, you're just showing your affection for us all.
Not nice to meet. Not nice to see Aphid, but that's fine. We can get over that. That's all right. But it's not,
Lacey.
You're new, aren't you?
Yes.
Lacey.
Hello. Hello. Nice
Lacey's a friend of ours from friend of mine and a couple others from Live Leak.
Oh,
Like Lacey.
So we've known Lacey for years.
All right, cool.
Indeed.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So what have you guys been talking about tonight? Because I haven't been.
Oh,
I think we're just talking about transsexuals and
yeah.
which my wife chimed in because as you know, Smokesteve, my wife loves the show, and she was chiming in. She wanted me to tell you I did run into this couple again. Not recently. It's been 2 or 3 years ago now. But my buddy got married out in Las Vegas. He's actually a producer for Playboy Television, but he was born and raised here in St. Louis. But it's kind of neat to drop that every once in a while. But anyway, they were, the guy that's now a girl, he went to jail basically for this friend of mine that lives out in L.A. now, because of some mischief that they got into at one point. But anyway, he was the, I don't know how you would call it. He was like there was a best man, but he was also a best lady, I guess. I don't know. There was like a best man and best.
I got a question for you. Was he like?
Yeah, this is real. This is real.
Was he like he is now before he went to prison, or is it because he went to prison that he's like this?
No, and actually, I talked to
someone's wife.
There was a one short period of time where this friend of mine that's now a girl did have some peach fuzz on his upper lip, and he explained to me, and this was true because I remember when it happened when he went to juvie, which is the equivalent of jail for juveniles here in the United States. Right. He was. There was a bunch of, it was in the hood, and it was mostly black guys, and he went into this is the store he gave me. I don't know if it's true or not, but he went into the guy that runs the place and was like, hey, I'm doing these showers, and it's a big open shower room, and I look like a girl, and you got all these black guys, and they're wanting to rape me basically. So there was a period of time where he claims he got testosterone. And I look back through my pictures after he told me this, and it's true. Only for that period of time, he did have the peach fuzz on his upper lip, and but anyway, I don't. He didn't say any more about the story about being in juvie. Well, he escaped. I remember when he escaped from juvie, it was a big deal, and all the girls were like swooning over him because he was basically a wanted man. He claimed that the helicopters were looking for him and stuff but he did really escape from juvenile detention and had to go back for the rest of his sentence or whatever. But anyway, back to the story. When we went out to LA, there was, and it's funny because the best man is the total opposite side of the spectrum. It's a religious, like Trump loving, conservative, and he had to walk my buddy down the aisle, basically, or what, however it was set up. I don't remember. With hand in hand with this transsexual that he grew up with as well. So it was an interesting night, to say the least.
I would pay to attend a wedding.
It was, and then we went to the after party, and I was completely. Me and my buddy flew out to L.A. at like 6 a.m, and he works for American Airlines, so we got first class, and we started getting hammered at like 6 a.m. with what's the orange juice and vodka? Screwdriver. Okay, so 6 o'clock we started getting hammered. We get out to L.A. and we drove to the hotel that we were staying at, which was right by where the wedding was, and we went out to swim, and we had we told the chick, because we had been getting hammered at 6 a.m. We're like, man, you need to get us something that's gonna wake us up. So she gave us Red Bull and something else. I don't know what it was.
Vodka.
But probably, I don't know. We drank like 3 of those, and by the time we got to this wedding, we were just shit faced. And there's this weird dynamic with this transsexual and my buddy walking my friend down the aisle, and all this weird stuff going on. But afterwards, we drank some more. We got on the roof of this place out in L.A. And anyway, the wife of the dude that's now a chick was crying to me, saying how much she missed me and everything. And we had walked because we were so drunk, and we had to get back to our hotel somehow. And I was like, dude, if we don't leave now, I'm not going to be able to make it back to the hotel. So we walked back to the hotel, and it was just, I don't know, man. It was just a weird night. I almost died the next day too, out in the ocean.
What was that strange movie?
That's a different story.
The comedy movie about the crew that went to Las Vegas. It sounds like that.
Where they had a couple of them. Hangover. Hangover. Yeah. This was, man. The next day, I almost drowned in the ocean, and that was another whole. I got another buddy that moved out to. Both these guys lived in St. Louis and grew up with us, and he works for Vans in L.A. And we got set up at this awesome event and everything. But I went out in the ocean and didn't realize how. I'm from St. Louis. I don't have much ocean swimming experience, and I got into some real trouble.
You didn't realize it was deep?
Well, what happened was we were out in there, and we go out like 10 feet, and then it dropped off, like where you couldn't stand and breathe still. But then some
the
locals
ocean is over your head.
No, but I mean, I've been to the ocean before, and this time it was like real close to the edge. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then some locals came, and they went out far, and they were like, they got out there, and it was like got shallow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so it was like not even up to their knees. So my buddy swam out there. He's a good swimmer. He's like
was
a scuba diver.
Was it a sandbar or like a coral bar?
Man, I don't know because I didn't get out there. So my buddy made it out there, and he's like, he didn't encourage me to go out there because he knows I'm not a good swimmer. So, but I tried anyway. I was like, well, didn't seem like that big of a deal. And I got out there, and it took me like 10 minutes, and I'm like, I'm doggy paddle, and I'm like, I don't think I can, I don't have 10 more minutes into me. I got to go back. You know what I'm saying? And I started going back, and man, it took me like 15, 20 minutes. I rested on my back, and I was like hoping the lifeguards would come out and get me, because I was like, I thought I was going to die. And my son was, I always tell my son, never give up. And I just kept telling myself that. I was like, just don't give up, man. Just don't give up. And I would lay on my back, and I would just float, but then I was like half mile down the coast, by the time I got out of there. It was scary, man. I was really scared.
Man. You were out there.
I was scared.
Why didn't your buddy help you out?
Well, he saw me, and then he lost track of me. But he was like, he tried telling me, look, dude, it's like, it was hard for me to get out here, so don't come out here. But it was like, I would go down, and I couldn't see him because the waves were up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then I would come up, and then I'd see him, and then I'd go back down.
You fucked up.
I did, man. Seriously, that's one of the only times in my life where I really thought I was gonna die.
I saved a few people that were in your position over the years.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were a lifeguard, so you know exactly where I'm talking. I was like thinking about it, and we were in Huntington Beach, and it was like, so it was solid people from like one end to the other, and I'm thinking, how many people a day go through that same thing I just went through?
Yeah, it's on a densely populated beach. It's more than a few.
Yeah.
The ocean can do that to a lot of people.
Yeah, so you went out and saved people just like me every day, probably, didn't you?
We had a tourist, it was a young boy meaning a young teenager who was like 13 or 14. He had won a contest in Canada, and the contest winner, hey, Dan, and the contest winner, was him. And he had he vacation, came down, and he drowned, and I found him. About 2 hours later, in water that was about 2 feet deep, he was bouncing along the sand bottom in the current, and I was about 3 lifeguard towers down, and a kid came running up saying, "There's someone under the water."
Oh man! Well, that was the thing when I was coming back. There was some little girls that were like seriously like 6 years old playing. And I was literally like 12 feet away from them, and they're sitting there playing in the like ankle deep water, and I'm like, surely I can touch now, and I would try to hold my breath, and I'd try to touch, and I'd go way down, and I'm like, no, I'm not there yet, and I'm like, I'm gonna die like 10 feet from these little bitty girls that are just playing in the sand.
We were taught never to diagnose, never to make the call. We tried to revive him. I did mouth to mouth.
Oh yeah, right.
It was 2 hours dead.
Oh man,
horrible. I had another lifeguard who was an old seasoned. His nickname was Doc. He wasn't a doctor, of course, and he would a year later he would come up to me and go, the day of the blue one, the day of the blue one, and I'd go, oh, you fucker.
Well, I probably sat with you for quite a while, I would imagine.
Yeah, it wasn't a good memory. It still isn't.
Yeah, definitely, man.
But no, it doesn't affect me emotionally anymore. Who is? What are you saying, Dan?
No, it's Martin. I think Martin chiming in.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I just wondered why you were still calling him Doc if you knew he wasn't a doctor.
Oh, it was. He may have been a corpsman in the military or something, in the Navy or something like that. Doc Winkleman was his last name was Winkleman, for what that's worth.
There is a guy on the show Street Outlaws. It's like a drag racing show with cars and stuff, and he calls himself Doc, and he claims they started calling him Doc because he worked at a job and they called him the Doctor of Love, and it's like this old ugly guy. Nobody was calling you the Doctor of Love.
Lacey, I know exactly who you're talking about. I watched that show too, but I did not hear that story.
Reminds me of
that
Myers in Love Guru.
Yeah, he tells that story there. I've actually met that guy in person. He was at Strokers down in Dallas there at the bar with his car. And Chuck was there.
Oh yeah, Chuck with the Mustang.
With it's like a white car. Chuck Larson.
It's a white Mustang, yeah.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, we got to meet him, and like we met Doc and stuff. But yeah, Doc tells that story every now and then that's why they call him Doc, and it's like, oh my God, no.
That's a cool show, man. They spent some fucking money, dude, on those cars. It's crazy.
Yeah, and those cars are fast as hell.
They run those engines at such high compression that they probably get, I don't even know, a couple grand, 1,000 miles out of a $50,000 engine setup. You don't get that many passes when you're fucking maxing it out way beyond belief with turbos and nitrous and the whole 9 yards, man.
What's the name of the show?
Street Outlaws.
Or no Prep Kings. Or there's like 3 different ones that they got going on.
They're just like different kind of like categories. Like the No Prep Kings is like they don't prep the track. A lot of times they're live. We went to one of them that was like on TV. It was there in Ennis, Texas. It was on TV like last year, but like Doc was there, and Big Daddy Dave was there, and Big
Daddy
Chief
Dave.
was there. And the fucked up part was Big Chief was the only one that wouldn't come sign autographs.
Really? Like he was like too highbrow for that. He's like, I'm too
they
good
had
for that.
like where you can be like right on the sideline, like you pay extra, so it's just basically like a fence between you and the cars. You're not off in the bleachers. Well, all the other guys like Daddy Dave and the guy with the fireball, they were all coming over and taking pictures and signing hats and shit. Well, Big Chief was out there in the middle with his Skeletor-looking girlfriend, and everybody was like, "Big Chief, come over here!" They all wanted, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody was hollering, "Big Chief, come sign shit," and he wouldn't even like look our way and shit. And it's like, you fucking fat motherfucker!
Oh,
Your skeleton-looking ass girlfriend.
Yeah, after.
Skeletor, even.
Yeah.
Chuck 55, was he there?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Like a really
He's got that red 55 Chevy. It's nice.
I don't know. But we were there when Ryan, the fireball guy, he won the whole
Ryan
thing.
Martin.
Yeah, Ryan Martin, fireball.
He
guy,
wins every race. He's like way better than everybody else there.
Yeah. I like Murder Nova. I think Sean is cool.
Yeah. There's a riff going on with him and Big Chief right now. He's not putting his all into. It's almost like WWF wrestling now.
It's lame.
But yeah,
I grew up with drag racing, so I love that show.
Yeah.
I have a question regarding aphid lip story.
Oh
You Americans call it juvie.
Yeah. Juvenile detention.
Juvie.
So, yeah, you're kind of making it cute. Do you also call it jaily?
No.
Jelly.
No.
I'm jelly. That's
Not that I know.
jealous.
No,
I'm
but
jelly.
the word juvenile has juvie is a shortened version of the word. Jail, what would you, to shorten it, you'd call it what? Just Jack?
It says a
people call
lot
it
about
Jake.
you, Steve, just that you're defending it right off
Right.
the bat.
Oh, yeah.
We do call it Prizzo. For
Right,
sure.
Prizzo.
I've heard jail called Jay before.
J or Priz.
Makes it sound cool.
Smokesteve, did you ever spend time in juvie?
Second home.
Never got caught.
I know, man. I always got out of trouble. I mean, there's times I should have probably been, but I was always
Me too.
I always got out of it.
No, not
Yeah, I've
me.
been college for
Never
delinquency
me.
a couple of times when I was a kid, and I always managed to top my way out of it somehow.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a kid ending up there, you're going to do something pretty fucked up because kids are fucking shit up all the time and not going to juvie. So,
Yeah, that's what kids do. They push the boundaries, don't they? So you don't.
Well, I think here in UK we call it a hotel.
Oh, really?
Going to the special hotel.
Holiday.
With the revolving doors.
Like
It's a hotel with free food and board.
Martin, what do they call it in Ireland?
You wouldn't know.
No.
He's in the UK.
You are? I thought you were in Ireland.
In
No.
Ireland they call it Sunday.
Right.
He's dressed for Ireland. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's the leprechaun appearance that throws you off.
Right. According to these guys, Martin's only 40 miles from Biscuit, which is 1 million miles in UK distance. So,
Right.
It is, to be fair.
It's 1 million miles if you've only got a bicycle.
Right.
It's about 3 days on horseback.
It's 1 million miles if you've not got the number for a taxi. Sorry,
Speaking of distance, Lacey, you said you moved up to Ohio?
Yes, we did.
Would you live in Texas or Phoenix or something, didn't
I
you?
was living in Dallas, in Texas.
Yeah, what happened?
My husband there, he's got like a job that moves around there, and well, here we are in fucking Ohio.
Oh.
Columbia or Akron or
What is your story, Lacey? Why are you here? Why the hell are you here?
Somebody told me this is where really cool people hang out, so I said, I better come here and make an appearance.
You say cool.
That's
people.
right. That's right.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, that's a fair point. John
What, have you been listening for a while?
Martin, ever supportive of us.
Yeah.
Martin,
Stop being a Debbie Downer, Martin.
no, he's not. Lacey's been around with Live Leak, which was.
Have you not heard Aphid talk? Like,
Now that I've shown everybody,
on here, man.
now that I've shown everybody all of my guns, hey, I'm bad, man.
You got a jackknife?
What are you going to do with that potato peel?
Yeah. So what? Yeah. So no, seriously, what's your story then? What? How come you've ended on here? What? Why?
You say like I guess the last gasp refuge for
She's
people.
from Live Leak.
He's a live leaker, man.
Yeah, we've
leaker.
explained this to you.
One of the coolest.
Cool.
Yeah.
We're live leakers.
Cool.
She started out on Live Leak with telling crude jokes.
Oh,
And
come on, man, give us a
She
joke.
was
Come on,
she was
give us
I think she was lovely Lacey, weren't you?
I've always been
No, Lacey hates. No, you're lovely Lacey on YouTube, but Lacey hates people on Live Leak.
Right.
I worked on Live Leak for like ever, and then finally I was like, I gotta make a comment because I get tired of y'all like having the wrong opinion. So I was like, they need the right opinion. So if you want
She set things straight.
Women get lots of attention on Live Leak.
Lacey,
Not too many.
Lacey,
Not too many of them.
Sexist opinions on here, mate.
No. Do you remember?
No, actually, everybody loves women on Live Leak for like 10 minutes. Then it's all hate.
Lacey, do you remember Drone Tech?
no, I guess no.
Drone Tech, I think, was before Lacey's time.
He was super old school.
Yeah.
Oh, gee. Wow.
But like
What's
I still talk to Corpse Killer. Like I just talked to him there the other
Oh,
day.
did you? How is he? So he's still alive? He's not off himself.
No, he's still around. There still.
Does he still have emotional problems, or is he sorted all that out?
I think he's a lot better. Like I don't know. He's still crazy. He doesn't drink as much though.
I remember when he got so upset with Hayden because he wouldn't delete his account, and Hayden was just like, "No, I'm not gonna do it."
Can I ask if you guys know one particular live leaker, if he's still alive? If you guys happen to know, you don't have to say yes or no, but do you happen to know anything about Sloop?
Yeah, I talked to him this last fall, probably. Yeah, he's still alive.
All right. Cool.
Duke probably has a better relationship than I do with him. Duke traveled all the way over there to see him.
That's right.
Yeah, I did see him in person, and he's freaking awesome, smart as fuck. Probably one of the smartest people I've met. He doesn't really show it. Actually, he's a lot smarter than on surface level. But anyway, I don't have that much contact with him now because he hates Facebook.
Okay.
He'll talk on Skype though.
Yeah, and I have closer contact on Facebook with other people that are in constant contact with him, and he's doing fine as of
Good.
just a week ago.
Good. I was worried about him a little bit.
Yeah.
No, when I talked to him, he seemed fine. He seemed
He had
good.
that medical emergency, about 1.5, 2 years ago. It was very serious, and I was
like Duke had a medical emergency, but what's that been 3-4 years ago, Duke?
It's coming up 6 years.
6 years.
No, has it been that long? Jesus Christ!
Cheers.
Cheers! Yeah, cheers, Duke.
Cheers to life.
Right.
Wow, 6 years ago. Is that right?
Outstanding.
Man, time is really flying, isn't it?
Everything going good?
Yeah, absolutely. I do these regular checkups and shit, and everything is too good. So I kind of want to self-sabotage. Keep life interesting.
Anyone know
Well,
that?
I don't know who that is.
Major General Despair.
Rings
I
a
remember
bell,
that name.
I don't remember that name.
You
Yeah,
do.
the name rings a bell, but
Who was the guy that used to back when you could do like the webcam thing right on the Live Leak site when they had the button you could click broadcast and do your own thing? The guy that would always play music and he'd get drunk and sing to his hand. His name was like Hijack something, or he was really funny. You remember?
I think I remember him, but I don't remember the name.
I think he was from Canada, but yeah, he'd always get drunk and he'd always play music and stuff, and he'd be always like, what was his name? He was funny. I liked him, but he kind of like, I don't know, just disappeared. He came back as Green Day fan.
Huh, right. I remember that. And you're right, because they did have streaming for a while on LiveLeak. And of course, they streamed the LiveLeak show every Thursday from LiveLeak. That was,
I think of this show as a descendant of that.
I think that was more than $1,000 a week or per stream. So those guys they were doing pretty well at the time, you know?
Oh, Simple Jack? Oh yeah. Simple Jack Jihad. Yeah, I know him quite well actually. I didn't know that's who you were talking about.
I remember that name.
He was hilarious. Like, oh my god, he was so funny.
He always had his headphones were these old Xbox headphones that were broke. So he would have to sit there, and if he wanted to listen to what was being played, he had to hold the one headphone to his ear. But he would stream, and then it'd be like 4 a.m, and he would turn it on to the History Channel, and he would just stream the History Channel. And Hayden would get pinched for copyright warnings.
Yeah, that's a no-no.
So he'd cancel them, and that's why he would come back as different names, like Green Day fan. But yeah, he lives in what's the city up in northern Florida?
Tallahassee?
No.
Jacksonville?
There's a bunch.
Jacksonville. He lives up in Jacksonville. And he's met up with another live leaker. Her name was Ivy Green Eyes, and they I think they're together, as far as I know.
Wow, live leak love story.
Well, there used to be there was another girl that did a show on the streaming thing, and her name was Jackie. I don't know if you guys ever hung out on her shows, but that's where Simple Jack Jihad and. Her name there was Ms. Magic Dust. That's where they met. There's been several live leak connections, surprisingly enough, actually.
I always thought of live leak as just the big sausage fest.
Interesting. Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with connections that might be made as a result of that.
And some may have changed their sex.
It's bound to happen.
Someone could get lucky.
Yeah. He got banned overnight. Okay. Overnight.
In live leak, it's prison rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, Simple Jack. He used to call into Hayden's show, and he would get him sometimes. He would like troll him, like try to act like he was not who he was and stuff. On trigger warning, he would totally. Or actually, back then it was the live leak show. But yeah, there was another guy called Donnie the Jew Hunter, and him and Simple Jack Jihad were buds. And Donnie the Jew Hunter, he's still around in a Skype call that I go to.
Wow, no kidding, huh? Wow.
I bet he's not on Twitter.
None of it predates me knowing about these things.
He's got his own problems.
I never watched your show, Aphid Lip, but I was aware of it. But I didn't know about these other shows at all.
Oh yeah, there was a good guy named Fried Chicken. He's still around too.
Him.
Yeah, he lived in San Francisco. Now he moved back to his home outside of Jersey, I think.
Oh.
And I'm friends with him. I'm pretty good friends with that
these
guy.
people, Lacey?
He was a character.
I remember, like I said, Simple Jack for sure, and then the fried chicken guy. It seems like I remember seeing him like on the Trigger Warning or Live Leak, one of the two.
Yeah.
Lacey came on my show a couple times.
After the Trigger Warning show, right?
Yeah,
because it was so I could scam all those people watching.
It was a brilliant ploy.
Yeah.
It was
Totally.
If there's ever a situation like that again, I'll take advantage of it again.
I think you should do a pre-show to this show, Aphid Lip.
Yeah, a pre-show. Well, usually when I come on this show, it's because we do stuff on Saturday afternoons, even though we can't get away with as much as we used to. But like today, we all went out and me and my wife and my son. And when I grew up with my dad, we called it bumming, because back then I grew up with drag racing, so it was. My dad would take me to all these automotive like repair shops and stuff with all his friends. So I started that with my son, and we do the same thing every Saturday. We go out to it's not automotive shops anymore. It's like going to like today we went to junk stores. So my son's real into like trying to build up his old school video game collection. So we went to like junk stores and.
Does he have like a PS1 or a old school Nintendo or what?
He's got right now he's hot and heavy in the N64.
Okay.
So he's collecting. Today he got one. I can't remember which one he got. Oh, Mission Impossible, I think is what he got today.
Cool.
But yeah, a couple weeks ago we found one on Craigslist or on Facebook Marketplace, and then I told I always play because he can't do it himself. He's only 11, so I do the negotiating, and I always throw out the he's a little kid card, and we we always get everything dirt cheap because people are like, oh man, that's so way cooler than just the like. Right. 40-year-old like nerd in his basement wanting to collect it, and it's true. I'm not lying to him, So, like the one guy, he gave us his N64 controller. The lady gave it to us for $35, which it's like worth like $100.
Wow.
So he's building his collection, but I totally scam the system.
The biggest digress in the universe.
Well, I mean, it's quite a scam. You could kind of have it worked out and be like, yeah, I'll just kind of pat you on the back, Junior.
Right.
We'll slowly leave and kind of, you can raise a hand to your eye and like wipe yourself dry as we're leaving, and they'll fucking shower you with whatever you want, dude.
Well, I like have him make like for the people that are generous, I have him write out a hand letter to the people. So, they might throw it away, but they might think it's like really cool, and yeah, so it's like it's a win-win for, because if I sold something, if it's a cool story, I don't have a problem with selling it for cheap, if it's true, so I'm honest with him and I tell him I don't lie, but he's. Oh, my wife's coming over. She's got something to clarify. Oh, she says she makes him write the letter. Sorry.
Well, she makes him write the
letter, Sorry about that.
Yeah. If it's like, look at me, I make him write this letter.
No, but the most viewed video I ever had on, personal video. I had a lot of scam videos on LiveLeak that I made a lot of views on, but the most personal video that I had a lot of views on was one with me and my son went to Costco with an expired Costco card. It's like 8 years expired. And in the video, before we go, it's me talking, and my son is not in my car. But I'm saying stuff like when we can't find any garage doors open to try to scavenge. Or I played it up, but I figured for sure people would know I was joking. But we went to Costco with it really was an expired card, but I played it off like I was giving you a tip on how to go to Costco and get free food.
The free samples video? That was you?
That was me.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And I had, they left it on the featured, how they had the featured videos on LiveLeak, but then they had those top 3 featured videos.
Yeah.
It was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They left it on those top 3 videos. So there was so much hate. Like nobody got the joke that I was trying to play, people were pissed off that I took advantage of Costco. I mean, come on, seriously. You're honestly pissed off that I took advantage of Costco.
How many people have got money in shares in Costco? Really? Jeez.
I know.
That was the stupidest take of all, because it was just like your kid had this huge smile. He was getting free food.
He was, man. It was.
I mean, what's the big deal? They're giving it away. That's the point.
But yeah, I was saying. Go ahead.
Just a parenthesis here. I have to say, I think every lively can relate. It's kind of funny with those featured videos because I got the really small number of them, but they get like at least 100,000 views.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and if I knew, I would have put more effort into them.
Right.
And then, like, the videos where I did put effort, like 90% more time, they just get shuffled on the side, and then it's such a weird thing.
Your videos are so cinematically brilliant that
They are.
If I don't care if 5 people watch them, then it's worth every second that you spend the time on. So don't feel bad at all.
I've seen some YouTube videos that someone's put like they've took a year out of their life to make a proper production.
Right.
And that same channel do like unboxing videos, and it does like 10 times more, gets 10 times more views on the one that took them half an hour to make.
Duke, you're muted. Yeah, there you go. You're unmuted now. Now you're muted.
I do that when I don't talk.
Yeah.
What the heck?
It's all that background music, background sound.
What's he muting and not muted for?
He takes it off when he's talking.
Oh, okay. All right. Well.
No, but yeah, I got my Live League account has like 26 million views, but I didn't get a penny for any of it,
26 million? Holy
yeah, but if I was on YouTube, I mean, I'd have some pretty good money in my bank account because of it.
Well, for music, I've found out definitively for the basic music videos, it's 1,200 per 1 million. Now that changes when there's more advertising involved.
Right.
But for the most part, your average musician is getting around $1,200 for 1 million views.
Or a lot of those guys, they build up their account and then they're able to sell it to advertisers. And then you'll notice, like in the middle of their video, they'll sell some kind of product or something.
Right. Or in the
Martin, are you okay?
Yeah, he's good. That's Martin. He's good.
You're doing turtle there.
You're texting Portugal, my good man?
I think it's a bit unfair that YouTube charge like 12 quid a month for you not to have to watch adverts, but I pay it just because adverts are that frigging disruptive with your videos.
I think it's like $3 a month or something for YouTube Premium. It's not that much.
I pay $11.99 here in UK.
Really?
I pay 10 per month. 10.
Yeah, I just deal with the videos,
And there's you don't get any other perks. There were supposed to be free movies and YouTube originals, but there's nothing. All you get is no adverts.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh.
That saves a lot of time, though, because, I mean, you have to...
It's invaluable. I couldn't live without it now.
Yeah. I appreciate it. It's money well spent. Money well spent. Not much money either.
What do you guys? I'm curious. What do any of you guys pay for any kind of streaming platform that you enjoy? Because I had Amazon Prime and I got scammed with somebody trying to order some shit from my account.
You mentioned.
I closed down, or they actually closed down my account. So indirectly, it canceled my Prime account, and I realized I wasn't really using it anyway. So I'm kind of wanting to know if there's say $10 a month worth throwing to something that you really enjoy.
That's just Netflix if you haven't already got it.
Well, I tried Netflix and I mean I liked it, but is that the best there is? Is that it?
That is the best one.
Yeah, I mean they've got the scale right now that the Disney doesn't. Is it called Disney?
We got Disney Plus actually.
Disney Plus,
but it's like more kids stuff, and it's kids stuff and Star Wars movies
and Marvel movies.
Well, yeah.
I like Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I know. I did. That's the one thing I did. I did use the Prime Video service of it.
Amazon Prime, you can go in, you can burrow in, to it when you see the end of a movie. So you've also seen movies like this, and then you have a track of movies, and then you can go sub menu after sub menu down into these really obscure movies. And sometimes there's gems in there. I mean, sometimes it's crap, but sometimes you find some real gems.
I think Netflix with a VPN is what you need, because ExpressVPN, because then you can change your country that you're living in, and it gives you more options of videos as well. Canada has more videos than anywhere in the world on Netflix.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Good VPN. So, I mean,
No kidding.
I guess
ExpressVPN works flawlessly with Netflix, but it doesn't work. It does not work with Prime.
okay. Well, okay.
Yeah, I don't know anything about
And
that. sort of thing.
you either cast or have a direct cable connection to your, big screen, right? Biscuit.
Yeah,
Everything
that's right.
must
Yeah,
be big
I've got
screen.
HDMI from PC to my big telly.
Yeah, I've got smart TV, but I don't have my computer hooked to.
Is it Android? Your smart TV?
I can cast. No, it's not an Android. It's just Samsung. I mean, I'm not sure.
I think if you get a special router, you can put VPN on that.
Yeah.
If
And
it's a
then it
smart
works
TV,
on anything.
yeah.
I can cast from my computer. Like what we're doing right now. I could.
I think
cast
that might negate the VPN because it goes through your TV instead.
Right. Who knows? I'm not worried about the VPN though. I don't have time for the subscriptions I do have because I'm in college now. So I'm studying like crazy. I just studied 6 hours today. Fuck, I thought it was going to take 3, and it's like I got into these. I guess they're called. They're learning modules that are apart from the quizzes, and the learning modules just get a bad. You can take each module 3 times. Each subsection of each module you can take 3 times if you get a bad grade. And so, because I'm taking these friggin' neurological medications and muscle relaxer, it messes with my memory, my short-term memory. So I study these, these chapters of these books, and then I take the quizzes on them, and I forget what I've studied. I'm doing well for, overall, I got enough gray matter up there to make it happen. But I'm not going to be an honor student. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Are you taking advantage of any of the young college girls experiencing their sexuality?
No. Actually, I'm getting back with my ex-wife, guys.
Good for you.
I am. It's happening. Yeah, it's happening. But no, everything is virtual. I've only gone to the campus once to pick up a card to register for a virtual textbook, and then I went to do a counseling session with the academic counselor, the intake counselors, and then everything is virtual. Everything is remote learning. So I don't go to the campus for any reason for any of the actual classes that I'm taking. So.
Well, that's
Good
interesting.
question,
about,
though.
The college thing's interesting, but you did mention something else in that there sentence.
Yeah. I think.
Oh, you want to explore that topic?
I mean, college is interesting, but the whole other thing. Do you want to get into it, or?
Yeah. I mean, we've discussed at great length. The picadillos that I had in the past. We shall say picadillos. The problems that I had in the past, and I've reassured her, that once I got past that neck surgery in late 2014, I'm year after year I'm getting more assured. And then when we discovered the friggin' deformity in my wrist that was making weird things go on, I've gotten the intellectual upper hand on that, and I feel good about myself and life and her, and I want her back. I really do.
You're starting to agree that everything was your fault.
That's great, man. That's great.
Yeah.
That's really nice to hear, man. That's really nice.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
What
glad to hear
does
that.
this mean? What's this? What does this mean?
Everybody was doing it, so I had to.
It means fuck you to yourself.
Now
We're all about. Wait.
Wait.
We don't need to get too into details.
was there a communication issue at the time?
George, I tell you what, you try and say a nice thing to somebody, and it just gets spat back in your face.
It's right back. That's right.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know, facing difficulties and you know, overcoming problems is better than avoidance.
Yes.
And you know, I had an avoidance mentality where it's just like, okay, this is too much, and you know, it was not right for me to do that. You know, I've decided, and she agrees. I mean, but she's not saying so in so many words. She's being really, you know, really nice and diplomatic, and shows desire back at me. That's very,
Nice.
very encouraging to me. She's a good person, you know, and her family's a good family.
How many years? How many years were you together?
We were together 7 years and married 6. And that's, I mean, I've been married and divorced multiple times, and I'm getting too old for the avoidance and seeking out new adventures and whatever. It's not going to happen for me anymore. And I need to really, really settle into a loving, you know, relationship. And she's offering that back at me.
Cool.
You know? So you know, I'm going to work at overcoming whatever problems need to be overcome. And
really pleased for you, man.
yeah,
Really pleased
thank
for
you.
you.
Yeah.
Really pleased for you. Yeah, Sam.
Thanks.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Martin, are you in a relationship? Sorry, Lacey, go ahead.
What?
You started to say something. Go ahead.
No, I don't know. I'm good.
Watch out, Lacey. There's a cat on the counter trying to attack your lamp. Get that little. He's getting cat hairs all over everything.
I like cat hair on my stuff. It gives it extra flavor.
Watch out, he's eating the soap.
Good for it. Well, look, it's very liberal, the cat. So it's on its own gender and culture fucking trip. And if I was to try to impede on that, I would be racist, and I'm not going to do that.
He heard you. He's coming.
He
He's coming. Watch out.
Coming for you.
Oh my God, she's got a Black Lives Matter sign. I better run.
God Almighty, Jesus.
That's right.
Black Lives Matter.
Social justice cat.
So, George, what does this mean in relation to the pub here, you being here? You still going to be able to make it?
Oh, yeah. I might get her on. I've got another, you know, fully functional computer in the other room, and
yeah,
I might even try to, you know, it'll probably be a lost cause, but I might try to get her on, you know.
You know, one thing I thought, if I ever had a buddy here, could I just put an audio splitter in with two sets of headphones from the same port?
I would think so.
And just turn the camera so there was two of us, like, with
that'd work, yeah.
I would think so, yeah. I would think so.
I've tried those splitters before on, like, when you do it on, like, a radio, and the signal is not that good but I would think with the computer it would be fine, you know.
The driver is much stronger on a computer.
Right.
On Thursday night, I actually missed the trigger warning show because I was out on a date with my wife, ex-wife.
Cool, man.
We're married or not. We're going to be together.
Was that your last wife, or was there an intervening wife?
It was the previous wife.
No, I'm serious.
Never last. Latest.
She's my fourth wife.
Okay, that's all.
And you know, but nobody in between. There was no. To be honest, I haven't had sex in 2 years.
I didn't ask you to be honest.
Right.
Well, to be dishonest, I've had a lot of sex in the last 2 years.
I think Last Dance was asking only chronologically of wise. Was this the last one? Not anything that happened since then.
Yeah, your most recent ex-wife is what I was asking.
I missed that.
From her till now, who knows what happened? Nobody cares, but yeah.
Yeah, about that.
No, you're good for you, George. That is cool news, man.
That is great news.
Yeah, thanks.
And if I may say, George, you look like a little bit trim. You look healthy, man. You look good.
Yeah,
so.
I'm in between 240 and 245 now, and still going down. You know.
Good man. Good man.
I'm around that.
Eating that fish chowder and cutting down on the carbs, not eating.
That's about what I weigh, Cypher.
Kilos?
Yep. Not quite that much. I'm 205.
Yep.
Kilos.
2.2 kilos per pound, man.
Woo! Yeah.
Yeah. I know that
Well,
from
I feel a lot
cocaine.
better. And once again, I'm up to what is it now? I guess it's 10 days of not drinking. So I had almost 5 weeks, and then I drank a pint of vodka. Now I've had about 10 days of not drinking, and yeah, doing better. I really, if I want to do well, considering that I'm taking the neurological drugs and that already impedes my collegiate learning, drinking would make me go haywire. I would become erratic, more so than I would want to be already erratic. I like a little bit of erratic living, but not too much.
Right.
So nobody's going to address the fact that Steve's counter on kilos measurement is from cocaine. That's a large amount of cocaine.
Right. Well, that's just how you measure it,
Yeah, if you have really huge amounts of it.
If you had.
Yeah. We're not talking grams here. We're talking kilos.
Right.
Okay. We're just going to forget about it.
Did you guys see the movie on Netflix about the guy that found some cocaine, like it washed up like on the shore somewhere on some island, and he buried it, and like he didn't do anything with it. Well, like 20 years later, he told his friend about it, and his friend was like, "Oh, draw me a map. I want to go dig it up," because he believed him that there was this cocaine, because I guess there really was or whatever. So the guy went out there. I can't remember what country it was to find it, and they couldn't find it the first time, so they flew back to America or something. And then he meets up with this guy that's like, "Oh, well, I'll help you find it or whatever." Well, come to find out, them guys were cops, and like the guys were going to get arrested, but they ended up not doing time because of some loophole or something. But the cops went out there and they did find the cocaine. And it was like a true story, but it was like crazy. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I said. But they made a movie, or they did like a documentary about it, like on Netflix, and it was called like, I can't remember what the fuck it was called, but it was like, yeah, the guy found some cocaine and he buried it, and then like years later told his friend about it, and he went to find it, and then like the fucking cops told somebody that was copyrighted. And
I remember seeing the description of that movie, and I chose not to see it. But from what you're saying, it sounds like it was pretty good. I probably should have seen it.
Yeah, it was kind of a cool story because it was like I said, like a documentary, and the one guy's like a heroin addict, and he's like part of the story, and he's wearing these sunglasses and this cowboy hat and stuff, and he's really funny the way he tells the story about like what he witnessed during when it went on, because he was one of the guys that was going to help dig it up. But like I said, they couldn't find it the first time, so they went back. And then they somehow, I don't know where these other people came into play, but they were like, "Oh, well, we'll help you find it." And then
that was the movie where
cops.
Matthew McConaughey was in it, was it?
No, Steve was in it.
It was like a true story. And like I said, it was like a documentary where it was like, no, there wasn't no actors, you know what I'm saying? It was just like the actual people. And then they kind of like, showed little reenactments of them at the motel and then going to dig and not find it and then stuff like that. But yeah, it was a pretty good story though.
It's a long time ago or just recently? The movie.
I seen the movie like on Netflix, I don't know, maybe like a month ago.
Oh,
but the guy found the cocaine in like the 70s or 80s. It washed up on shore or something. And for whatever reason, he buried it. Like I said, and then like it was like 10 or 20 years later, the guy told his friend about it, and he was like, "Oh, well, because it was like 24 pounds of like cocaine or something."
If I
Google a
Google
lot of cocaine,
a rough description of the movie like what you just said, I bet the title will come up. I might try to look at that.
I'd say watch it. It was a really interesting story, and then it was true and stuff. But like I said, the guy gets in trouble and stuff, and it's like, oh shit,
Always love a good movie.
Listen, guys, I'm going to dip out. It's been always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Always good seeing you, Martin.
Before I dip out, where are you from, Lacey?
I'm from Ohio, here in the USA.
It's called the Legend of Cocaine Island.
You sound
maybe, yeah.
You sound very different to all of these guys. You've got like a different accent. Yeah.
Well, she's a girl.
Yeah. I spent some time in Texas there. So, like I said, we've moved from different states. So.
She has
happy.
different biological parts.
On that note, I'm out of here.
You're a top bloke, Martin.
Good night, Marty.
Top of the morning, laddie.
It's always a pleasure to speak to all of you. All the best. Yeah.
Goodbye. Still there.
We can't. We can't talk about him.
Go on, what were you going to say, Ethan?
I was gonna say, man, he is such a nice guy. I just always love seeing that, Martin.
Anyway.
All right, take care, Martin.
See you, brother.
Take 2.
And cut.
Oh, classic.
Speaking of that, Dan's been off for a while.
Dan had to go for a few, but he probably went to play Lonely Fans or whatever the hell the game is that him and
Among Us.
Yeah, Among Us.
It's called
Lonely Fans.
Only
That was good.
Fans.
Lonely Fans. Yeah.
No, Only Fans.
I know, but my Lonely Fans is funnier.
I ruined the joke. But I have to ask Biscuit. You British people seem to find this really offensive. And
No.
it's not really...
I don't find it offensive.
But it was during the
It's
young
our,
ones era.
it was our term to Frenchies. As in, look, we still got his fucking fingers. Fuck off.
Well, what does it mean?
It originally meant to the Frenchies, we've still got our bow fingers.
Oh,
To draw the bow back.
draw the bow.
Is that from the battle at Agincourt?
I think so, yeah. Some battle between England and France.
That Agincourt, I believe, was the one where the men they purposely got the army stuck in the mud, and then they just laid on them with the longbow and just hammered them.
Yeah, I saw that series. I mean, yeah, it was a series on Netflix recently.
Never saw
It
that.
was good. It was good. Yeah, very good.
Well, that's where the 2 fingers up originally came from,
Nice.
and then it just came to be just fuck off.
I like it.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
That longbow, dangerous.
On
Yeah.
Altfeed Last Dance, did you see my little note to you about The Sinner, the series called The Sinner?
No.
You had made a joke, about how I'd had to pay for your for your counseling sessions for having seen, Polar,
Yeah.
and I answered that in that thread,
Okay.
and said The Sinner is a really good series. Of all people, the guy that played opposite of Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber, he plays a detective in The Sinner. And
Jeff Daniels.
Is that his name? Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. But
Now, this is the film Jeff Daniels is in.
Yeah.
in The Sinner,
Wait, who was in fucking Lebowski? Jeff Daniels or Jeff
Bridges.
Bridges?
No,
Jeff
Jeff Bridges.
Oh, Jesus. All right, I'm all fucked up.
Is that the guy with Ryan Reynolds in RIPD? That's Jeff Bridges, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So Meg Ryan was in When Harry Met Sally, but what was Melanie Griffin in?
She was in what was that? It was with Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels.
Yeah, it was. That's a great movie. What is that movie?
Getting all fucked up here with the
You got mail?
Jesus.
the actors that look alike.
Was she in the You Got Mail with Tom Hanks? Was that?
Oh,
No,
Splash.
that's Meg Ryan.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking of Splash with the hottie with the curly hair. What was her name?
No, that's Daryl Hannah.
Daryl Hannah.
Jesus.
Daryl Hannah was my favorite.
Right.
She was in Blade Runner, man. She was the
Yeah.
luxury
Really
model.
cool.
The new one or the original? Or the director's cut?
The original.
She was
married
above
to Neil Young?
standard eunuch. No, that's a callback.
What about what was the movie? Roxanne?
Steve,
Yeah.
Steve,
That's
Steve
Sergeant.
Martin.
That was Sergeant Bilko, wasn't it?
No, Roxanne has also Daryl Hannah, right?
Daryl Hannah.
Yeah.
Big
Steve,
chin.
Steve. What's his
Martin.
name? Steve Martin. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he got a Grammy for his banjo playing.
Bridges.
Steve Martin did. Got a Grammy for his banjo
Yeah,
playing.
he's a good player. He's no Bella Fleck, but he's decent.
Well, I have to say, people think Daryl Hannah went away after the 80s, but Kill Bill, she was pretty awesome in that.
Clan of the Cave Bear. She's
She
good
had
in Clan of the Cave Bear too.
The eye patch, yeah. I forget the character's name that she played, but yeah, Kill Bill
Some-
too. She was great.
Something wild, Smokesteve.
Something wild. Yeah, that was Melanie Griffith. What the
Yes.
reggae scene? That is hot as hell when she.
Yeah,
reggae.
she. That's a great movie, man. People don't.
Yeah.
That's a movie a lot of people don't know about.
That's
What movie? Say the name again.
Something Wild. Jeff
the-
Daniels.
That's the guy from Dumb and Dumber, Jeff Daniels, and there's
Yeah,
another much better looking guy than him.
Yeah, the guy from Casino. He's the angry boyfriend.
Is
What's
that Ray
his name?
Liotta?
Ray Liotta. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
the
That's a good one.
Henry.
Melanie Griffith. Griffith.
Griffin.
I'm downloading
Griffin.
something wild now. It's from 86.
Man, I'm telling you, you won't regret it. It's a really good movie. Really
It's
good
well
movie.
filmed. There's good
I regret
cinematography in
everything
that.
I do.
And there's a cool scene where she presses play and there's like a tape and you're like, wow. Back then that was like the best you could get for a great sound, a tape player. I mean, it was awesome. Rewinding.
It's a
tapes.
really good movie. Really good movie. Start to finish, good movie.
Decent movie. I give you that. Bird on a Wire. Bird
What
on
was
a
the
Wire.
first cassette tape you ever owned?
Mine?
Anybody? Mine was George Michael Fast Love album.
Oh, Jesus.
Was that the one with Faith on it?
I think so. It had Fast Love. I know it had, I don't know, Fast Love was I was like 8. I remember seeing it on MTV and I loved that song. My mom bought me the cassette at Camelot Music in the mall.
How about Father Figure? Was that ever creepy to anyone, George Michael?
I feel like we had this discussion once before on the show.
I had my first cassette tape that I ever held was Robson and Jerome that I stole from Mum and Dad.
I believe mine was Love and Rockets, but I don't know if any of you have ever heard of
Love
them.
and Rockets.
Yeah.
I loved them, man. They were great.
Then it was the Pixies. I was a big fan of the Pixies, and then I'm still a big fan of the Pixies.
Frank Black.
Yeah, I love the Pixies. First I remember is probably Michael Jackson, actually. Bad or something.
Andre Previn was a French, orchestra director. You guys probably know the name Andre Previn, maybe not. But anyway, his wife's name, ex-wife, was Dory Previn, and I got a hold of this 8-track tape from Dory Previn. It was music made by her, and I'd play that, and it was it's the weirdest. It was like the beginning of feminist music. And I didn't have a big attraction to it, but it was one of the 8 tracks that I had, the first 8 tracks that I got a hold of. When you're poor, you get the bargain basement 8 tracks. That's what I had.
Sometimes those are the best.
Every now and then, you run across the one-hit wonder singles on some of the bands. That's where
I had some weird music when I was young. I mean, I think the second tape I had was a recorded off the radio Kevin Bloody Wilson album.
Never heard of him.
Don't know.
You don't know Kevin Bloody Wilson?
No.
You're missing out.
Is that his real middle name, Bloody?
No, I think it's just his stage name. He's an Australian comedian. He sings songs like "Do You Fuck on First Dates?" and I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus.
Probably Weird Al Yankovic's, inspiration.
It's like a X-rated Weird Al, yeah.
Yeah.
Before we get too far away from the Pixies, this is my colored pencil drawing of Frank Black, the lead singer of the Pixies.
That looks cool as fuck, man.
That looks awesome.
Looks like you've got some talent.
You can't fool us, Aphid. That's Rush Limbaugh. You know.
It's what's his name? Isn't it? It's him from Goonies before he had the operation.
Sloth.
Biscuit, do you know Toy Dolls?
Toy Dolls.
Yeah. It was a British band I listened to in a teenage
Yeah, I
years.
remember that band.
I don't remember them. I'm probably too young for that.
Yeah,
What about
probably.
the Clash? Weren't they British?
Yeah, the
Who?
Clash. That's
Oh yeah,
good.
yeah.
How about Fat Belly, Ram Jam?
Oh man, I think that came up in the show once before too. Smokesteve, I asked you if you knew how to play Ram Jam. Black Betty. It's one of the best songs ever made.
But the gem of that song is are the drums, dude. They're fucking hot. Happening drum line on that song. Whoa, Black Betty. Yeah,
man, that song. I'm telling you, man. That song will make you want to do what is it? Angel Dust.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember an old WBCN, which was a famous rock station in Boston, had a drop back in the day, and it was Ray Bork saying, "Best rock song ever, Black Betty by Ram Jam," and it was.
I'm telling you, man, it's so good.
He was a famous Boston Bruin who, of course, won the cup elsewhere because the Bruins sucked balls back then. But that's for another time. Hockey Hour with Steve. Yeah.
So that band never had any other songs after that, like Black.
No, they didn't. I don't think they did. I think that was it.
One hit wonder.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
The video for that, they're like outside of some, just
like Creedence Clearwater Revival. Unfortunate Son's probably their best one, isn't it?
No, it's not unfortunate, son. It's fortunate, son.
Fortunate son, yeah. No, it's unfortunate that he's the wrong hit single.
They had about 50 top 10 hits.
Yeah, I was gonna say Creedence might be in a different league than.
Have you ever seen
Ram Jam?
Bad Moon Rising?
Cool.
Yeah.
Going on the bayou and
They did didn't they do a
Proud Mary.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Maybe I'm thinking of REM that only had one hit wonder.
REM? Oh my god, dude! REM had like a billion. Yeah. At one point, I think REM signed the biggest contract in record history, and then they didn't follow through with it. I don't think either.
I think you might be thinking of The Outfield. They were probably a one-hit.
I've never even heard of The Outfield.
Tommy Two-Tone. There's a one-hit wonder.
Right, that's a
There you
good
go.
one.
Look at Last Dance bringing up the '80s hits.
That was 8675309, right?
It was, yep.
Oh yeah, okay, that's a good one. I'll give you that. That was Jenny, right?
Yep, Jenny.
Let me think here.
Number off a battery.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Jenny, how could I hurt you?
There you go.
Way to go.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, whoa, what we got going on there?
What happened?
We had
Lacey turned her camera.
We saw some.
Lacey.
Oh my God,
She was
so
desperate to get their man boobs on telly.
Lacey finally got the guys to show the rack, I think.
Oh my gosh, that's my 6-foot teenager there. He's a big one. What can I say?
Did a dude walk through?
Yeah, that was my kid. He come up here there to grab a paper towel off the counter.
Cool.
My son, as soon as he gets home, he takes his pants off and he just walks around in his underwear the whole time.
That's fine.
I shut all my blinds, turn the heating up full blast, and I would still wear my trousers, but my top's off all day. Even if it's freezing outside, it's 30 degrees in here.
Oh my gosh. I gotta keep it hot in here. It's freezing here in Ohio. It's awful. They got a bunch of snow in Texas. Like people are like fucking freaking out down there. So
I bet, yeah, because they're not used to it down there.
It's 2 degrees outside, but 30 degrees inside because I've got heating wax up.
Centigrade, yeah.
Yeah,
Celsius.
My parents still live in Texas there, and my dad there said that they ran out of gas and shit. The gas stations, a bunch of them were like out of gas.
Is your dad in a home, his own home, or an apartment?
Yeah. No, they live in a house in Texas.
So in a house, you can kind of make it on your own, right? Does he have power still? Does he have a wood stove?
Their power was off for I don't know. I think like a day. He said.
How about a wood stove?
No, they don't have a wood stove or none of that.
Yeah, it's Texas, dude. They don't have wood stoves down there.
Yeah, everyone says, like, now that Texas is in trouble, they're all like, well, I thought you all had wood stoves. Like, I mean,
no.
Has a fucking
Isn't
wood
Texas full of that place that's full of oil and nodding donkeys?
Yeah, the little place, yeah.
But, I mean...
I think it was the windmills' faults is what it was, I think. That's what I heard.
Well, it's because the Democrats shut all the coal plants. That's why. So there's no coal.
Everybody else wants to open up.
Stopped all that fracking.
Clean coal.
But it's kind of
It's
funny
clean coal.
it's kind of funny with a gas station that is out of gas. Well, you can still buy our hot dogs.
Burritos.
You can walk to the gas station and buy hot dogs.
Do you guys is QT a thing like all across the United States, or is it just here in the United States?
What is it, QT?
QT. It's like a gas station chain.
No, never heard of it.
Oh, we went there today. It's like a chain here, and we went there.
We have
today to
QT over here, but it's instant tea.
Oh no, we went and got some hot dogs from QT today. It was awesome. They got a little station where you can put your toppings on them, and
are they on that thing with the roller?
Yeah, the roller. Yeah,
oh,
they also have like taquitos and all kinds of different crap lined up on there.
Big day, huh? In the Aphid household.
Well, we did that, and then we went to the game like the used game stores and the antique malls, because the antique malls occasionally in the corner have like used games. So that was our day. We got to put our mask on and went to all the stores today.
Yeah.
See how small
it was fun
head
though.
got? Now I got a little itty bitty head.
You got sweatbands on your wrists there, Cypher?
Yeah, I've got tendonitis. In my
Whoa,
back.
you got you're you're going skateboarding. you holding out on us, Cypher?
I've got bad case of mouse wrist, here.
Wow, jeez.
Yeah, I've got it all bundled up. It feels
good.
I just got these delivered from Amazon today, man. They feel good.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. I've got just
you look like you're going to a roller derby event after you get off here.
Tendonitis at the yin yang.
Jeez.
Right.
That goddamn, it's called Madelung's deformity, pseudo Madelung's deformity, where the end of my ulna got crushed, and then I never got medical attention for it. And my entire adult life, I didn't find out about it until last summer. And it was up on a fluorescent type of x-ray, and it's fucking crazy. The end of the bone isn't there. It doesn't insert into the wrist. And it freaked me out for close to half a year. I was drinking on it and being all bummed out and self-pitying. And then, I got my shit back together, and I go, okay, now I have knowledge of what happened to me and why I've had these difficulties. So now, now I'm compensating more for it in a good way. I mean,
how do you do that? How do you crush that part of your arm? Like, what do you think happened?
I was it was when I was 13 years old, and I was next to a little league field, and there was a big clay mounds. I don't know if you remember, in the little league fields, they would have the clay mounds next to the fields, and then they would dig out the mounds and they would put it on the field. Well, the mounds would get really hard, and I had a bike, and I'd go as hard as I could on the bike, and I would go zooming up the mound, and I would, jump the mound, just, like a skateboard jump, except on a bike. And it was just a regular bike. It wasn't like a mountain bike. But one time I was pedaling, I go, I want to get more air, and I went up, and the back wheel left the surface of the mound, and I pedaled one more time. And when I did that, I'm going like 20 something miles an hour, and I was about 6-7 feet in the air, and the bike went sideways, and I landed on the arm.
You were supposed to have got ready to pump just before and stop pedaling a bit before.
Yeah, I should have stopped pedaling and rode the air, and instead I pedaled the bike out from under me and landed on the wrist. And then I went home to, God bless her, all the wonderful things my mom did for me over the decades. She was blind drunk, a functional alcoholic that particular day. And instead of me going to the emergency room, I got a little purple scarf, put on me, and that was my medical attention for the injury. And then, it just, the way that my family dynamics were, there was dysfunction, and it just got buried. It didn't take a week for the whole thing to get buried behaviorally. And then next thing you know, everything sort of went sort of like a different, just like you roll a polyhedron dice, when you're playing these board games, these role-playing board games. Just my life took this little boop, little twist, into a
you rolled a 1 on the recovery scale.
Yeah, into a new reality.
When did that really start bothering you later on in life?
It was affecting me immediately afterwards, but the adaptive things that were done, were aimed at my behavior instead of at my structure. Instead of taking, Reed has this. Oops, that's my name. Cypher had this problem.
George.
George. Yeah, George had this problem. But and so it really started. I was maladaptive to it for my entire adult life. That's why I ended up in the blue collar trades instead of as a college graduate, and I was trying to compete, injured, and, I had other injuries as well. I don't want to get into the long version of this. It could go on for a long time. But
the reason I ask, because I just wonder, I've been hurt so many times. I just wonder, sooner or later, I just feel like I'm going to wake up one morning and start like regretting some of the injuries I've had.
The total behavioral collapse occurred around the turn of the century. Long story short, but that wasn't just from this injury; it was from other injuries.
How old were you then? Like 40?
Late 40s.
Yeah.
About 47.
About my age. Jesus.
Yeah, and
so I'm just waiting. Any morning, I'm gonna wake up and it's gonna be like, dude, you shouldn't have done.
You're set though. You do have the ability to cognitively get a handle on things that happen as they happen, whereas I was fighting like a crazy man. The bodybuilding, the weird stuff. I had gross motor movement capabilities, but refined movement, sublimation, all the things that go along with being a sensitive, reactive person to other people's needs and desires, they weren't there with me. I was like a bull in a china shop, and then when the collapse came, it just, I was almost helpless for about 4 or 5 years. And then I got retrained into white collar, the insurance business, and then things got better for me, but I was still all fucked up. And I had the, I had the rotator cuff surgery in about 2008 or 9. And then I had the titanium put in my neck and the disc removed in 2014. And, I don't want to take up more of the discussion time. But anyway, now this is more refined, just self-care. This thing was just crazy to find out about. Madelung's deformity is a congenital deformity but because of the crushed ulna and it's coming about through trauma instead of congenital, it's called pseudo Madelung's deformity, and it's a maladaptive problem that occurs with where the insertion of the ulna is supposed to insert into the wrist bones. It doesn't. Instead, it's just sort of like this jagged friggin' edge of the bone sort of tries to make a stab at the wrist. And, and to this day, I mean, when I type, the one hand doesn't type right. So I end up with characters on the keyboard entering before they should be entering. And then I got to go back and correct everything I type practically.
Is there no surgery you could have to fix it?
This late in life, I had a long, consult with the hand surgeon, and until it really pains me, until it's really, really painful, he said, no, they don't treat go ahead.
No, I just I'm curious on what Smokesteve's doing. Like, is he?
It looked like he was rolling either Play-Doh or a resin ball of some sort.
The adult Play-Doh.
It's Play-Doh.
It's Play-Doh.
Colorado Play-Doh.
Colorado Play-Doh. I've never heard that before. That's a great new.
I just made it up on this.
Yeah, that's a great euphemism for pot. Colorado Play-Doh.
Is that like a ball of weed, Smokesteve?
No, wasn't a ball of weed.
What was it?
It's a bud. It's a bud of weed.
No,
it looks like Play-Doh, but lumpy.
I'll bet there's a grinder involved.
You ever had? Any of you fellows ever had corned beef?
I'm British, of course. I've had corned beef. It was a staple of my childhood.
Corned beef.
Well, here in the U.S., there's a thing they make with it where they cut it up and combine it with potatoes.
Corned beef hash.
Corned beef and cabbage.
Corned beef hash. So
bingo, Danny boy.
Corned beef and mashed potatoes.
And they roll it in their dirty hands?
Oh no, it's just it's a meal. It's not a drug.
Special flavor.
Although when you listen to people from the olden days,
I'm confused. Are we talking about pot or food?
I have no idea.
I'm not sure.
You guys are slow.
I thought we were talking about.
Here.
I thought we were talking about wrist.
Dan said it. Corned beef hash.
Yeah, it's corned beef and potato. Corned beef and mashed
So
potatoes.
that's like a hash ball you're smoking there?
No, it's a play on words.
He'd be like
hash in this case is potato.
Just a zombie if you were smoking that, man.
I wouldn't be surprised if somebody had put weed into corned beef hash before. It would make it a lot better, that's for sure.
Lacey's licking her lips down there.
Talking about high cuisine here.
Really tastes amazing.
Lacey's just got to contend with just a weed vape.
Well,
Lacey? Are you still vaping? The weed?
This is like a pen. Actually, we just started doing this probably like 3 months ago.
Because I stopped with the. Well, I mean, a friend of mine stopped with vaping the weed.
Okay, I like it.
Well, I did too, but then people were dying and stuff all around. So
that's the illicit one that had vitamin E in it.
Well, I mean, I don't know where mine came from. So I mean, my buddies came from, I should say.
If it's got a vitamin E acetate in it, that's what's killing people.
I'm starting to get quite the
oil is safe.
Yeah, magic wand.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get quite the collection going, so I need to.
If you're getting them for if you're getting those vapes for $20, don't do them.
No, I think
what's this one say?
These are like 40.
Oh, this one says cemetery shoes. Have you heard that one? Smokesteve.
Danny's out. We'll see you, Dan. Thanks for coming, I guess. Oh, wait. Does Dan want to come back on? Did I do that?
No, so that was me. I accidentally left 5.
All right.
Well, that was because I was told that I should be ready for being added to the broadcast, so I was like,
Very
You're ready.
offensive.
I was being ready.
You're ready.
Oh no, Smokesteve, you heard of cement shoes?
That sounds like a mafia thing.
That's cement shoes there. Let's see what else I got in here.
I wouldn't be trusting them.
Just got all kinds of. Just got all.
If you didn't get it from a registered dispensary, I wouldn't trust it.
This was obviously I didn't have anything else and put it in a cigarette wrapper and put a rubber band around it. Oh my god! I gotta get rid of some of this stuff.
If you're gonna use it, get it from a dispensary. Be safe.
You can mail it to me.
Oh, this one's been ziplocked. What's this one?
Vacuum pack it first, so the sniffer dogs won't find it.
And then I got like the 10-year-old tar resin collection that you think you're gonna have to go to at some point.
The emergency
Like,
locker.
I better keep that around.
That's terrible. You should never get to that place, man.
Yeah, that's when you know life's hit a low.
Oh, I mean,
I tell you about finding.
Well, every time you clean it out, you're like, oh, looks like a pretty good ball there. You might want to keep that in that tinfoil wrapper that you keep everything else in.
I'd rather just vape this.
Jam Monster.
Is that what's that? Just
plain nicotine.
No.
Strawberry jam flavored nicotine.
I thought it was deodorant at first. So like, why do you want to smell like a Jam Monster?
Yeah, I might have got rid of the vaping pen thing I had.
They even do a peanut butter and jelly flavor version of this.
Now, one of my friends is super into the whole vaping thing. He's got a different flavor all the time. Like this Haribo Star Mix flavor vape or something else.
I don't agree with the companies that do kid flavors and stuff. It doesn't give us a good image.
No, it doesn't.
All the problems.
It encourages kids to take it up, doesn't it?
It doesn't.
Which is not what you
It
want.
does kind of, but it's more of the fact that it doesn't provide a good image to the governments, thinking already that youths are vaping it all the time. When they're actually only vaping Juul more than anything for the high nicotine content.
Which
But
is
if it was literally kid flavored, I would.
Yeah, that would be a completely different.
Duke, do you not like cake? Do you not like chocolate? Do you not like strawberry cheesecake?
Yeah, none of that tastes like children.
None of it tastes. All right, children flavored. Literally children flavored.
Joe Biden likes the kid flavored ones. Joe Biden, the pretend president there. He likes kids. He got on the town hall stage the other night. That was the first thing he said to fucking Anderson Cooper. Oh, I like kids more than adults.
Yeah.
I hate that guy.
Joe Biden.
Yeah,
I've never met an adult
tell.
that likes kids more than adults.
But yeah, that's what he said. So is he talking about baby goats?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Whatever. Joe Biden's retarded. Nobody likes him.
Joe Biden.
Oh my god.
You're muted. You're muted. Smokesteve, you're muted.
I
There
just
you
said
go.
the most profound shit you have ever
I know.
heard.
I read your lips. I read your lips, Smokesteve, and I couldn't believe it.
That was Forrest Gump at the podium after the microphone gets unplugged, speaking to the Washington Monument. No, I was just saying, what flavor are you vaping right now, Biscuit?
Strawberry jam.
Right, and the guy hates kid-flavored vapes, right? Strawberry jam, no?
Strawberry jam's not. I mean, like well-known branded sweets like Nerds or Smarties, or it just doesn't give a good image when they're putting branded name lookalike logos on it and things like that.
It makes it look like it's marketed to kids, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it why they canceled Bo Camel back in like the 90s? Because he was like a cartoon character and they were getting
Right.
sued or something?
But
Remember
he
this-
was cool
Right,
as,
yeah.
as Duke would say, he was cool as fuck.
What I would say, apropos Forrest Gump, is do you know what's true of life and a box of chocolates?
You
They're
never
both-
know what you're gonna get.
They're both lethal to dogs. I'm trying to be profound. It's hard on the spot.
That's why we were just thinking about it.
I think I missed the first half. I know chocolate is lethal. What was the other part?
Life.
Life is lethal to dogs. Okay, I got it.
Kills us all in the end.
Eventually.
Okay, I'm gonna have to regroup for like 12 hours and read some philosophy.
All right, guys, I'm taking off. I gotta go get dinner going.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I always appreciate seeing all you guys. Always good seeing you guys.
I'm going to follow
Take
him out.
care.
Cheers,
care, guys.
David.
See you later, guys.
All right. So yeah, I'll go ahead and
Thanks, Steve.
Oh,
we're gonna end it. What do you guys think? He's gone.
Yeah, it's been 3.5 hours. It's been a really long one tonight, hasn't it? It's a good one.
yeah. You were not called away, Steve.
Yeah, she was tired tonight. She went to bed on her own.
Aw.
Sadly,
Aw.
I kind of like.
no book reading tonight, then.
Yeah, I like
We
the
first noticed his boobs, so that was really cool.
book. Yes.
Dan missed it.
Oh, well. Guess it's my own fault.
He missed what?
Cypher, he lifted up his shirt, remember?
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Yeah. You could play that back forever now.
That's right.
I hope somebody clipped it.
I think he only went to like
You see
mid belly. He didn't go all the way to the boobies.
That's
Also,
good.
well,
Freebird.
check
That's
out
a
YouTube
Freebird
videos
there.
also.
You saw.
Yeah, the sailor's tattoo. It looked like.
It's
All right.
it's actually the logo for the Unity Church. I think I've told you guys that before.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It's not the lion. The
Sort of.
lion? Is it a lion? No,
Lion?
it's a bird, right?
It's a bird.
You could always show
I
us
guess I
again.
could do it again. Okay, we'll do it. There we go. Oh, there it is.
All right.
From a
Steve, what's your tattoos? Show us one.
Nah,
Okay,
Oh, come on.
fair enough.
I've got a couple of wolf tattoos, and that's it. 2 wolves.
I'll show you
Wolf.
my tattoos.
Wolfen.
It's
That's
not
it.
the 3
I don't
wolf
have any at all.
like the 3 wolf
either.
shirt.
I don't have any.
Okay, well, Steve was trying to say good night to everybody. I started jamming.
All righty. We'll catch you guys on the flip side.
See you guys on Thursday.
Yes.
As
See you
always.
on Thursday. Good night.
Peace out, y'all.
See you,
Good night.
dude. See you, biscuits. See you, everybody.
Night.
You got.
Yeah, take
I'll
care,
just shut it
everyone.
down. Shut it down completely, guys.
Take
Yeah.
care. Cheers.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
All
I've
right.
been sitting. I'm tired of sitting.
All right. See you
Night,
later,
guys.
Duke. See you, buddy. See you, man. All right. I think I'm still live. Well, it's another fine show tonight. 3 hours, 26 minutes. Appreciate everyone being here. There are 4 lights. Fat Belly here till the end. You guys are the bomb. Anyone else who hung on there? John Grammaticus, Georgie. Of course, there are 4 lights. John Nicholson not long ago. You guys are all great. And everyone else in the chat, you're all rock stars. Cup of Tea, Smokesteve Wife, Sammy Cat, everybody. Drone Tech was here. Drone, you're the man, homie. Hey, everybody, go check out Drone Tech. He's got his own channel here on YouTube. Let's just keep the love going, man. Maybe we'll even see Drone Tech later tonight. But it's been a good evening. I bid you farewell.